Greetings, stowaways. This episode comes with content warnings for graphic description of injury, death, bodily fluids, and depictions of domestic abuse and drink driving. There is also a brief mention of miscarriages, but we do not go into detail. Thank you, and enjoy the show. Greetings and salutations, and welcome to Flintlocks and Fireballs, where a handful of mad actors will attempt to survive the treacherous waters of Dungeons and Dragons. I am your host and Dungeon Master Jason Phelps, and I am joined, as ever, by Robbie, Istanbul, not Constantinople, Bellekom, Sam, New York, not New Amsterdam, Burns, and Ellie, Toronto, not York, Sparrow.
Woo! Really?
Yeah, apparently Toronto's original name was just York.
Why? Well, they already have one of those.
Why you go overseas and name thing same as thing on other side of sea?
What I really enjoy is when it's the same thing with a new, but really specific. A question for the inhabitants of New South Wales.
Legitimately, in a world where I went and found an island and I guess colonised it in this version of events, which I hope I wouldn't do. But in a version of an alternate universe where that happened, I wouldn't be like, yes, this new and uncharted territory. I shall call it
Scunthorpe.
I shall call it Canary Wharf. I just wouldn't do it. I shall call it Walthamstow.
I mean, in the case of Australia, given a large number of the people didn't go there willingly, I guess I can see why you would name it after something from home.
That makes sense to me, definitely.
Yeah.
If you didn't want to be there, that makes a lot of sense.
But they weren't the people naming it.
Yeah, true.
In the case of New York and New Amsterdam, it was renamed New York because the territory was given to the Duke of York, who apparently was just feeling quite lazy at that point.
Is that the Grand Old Duke of York? Who had 10,000 men.
He may or may not have marched them up to the top of the hill and
Did he march them down again?
And when they were up, they were up.
When they were down, they were down.
And when they were only halfway up...
They were halfway up the hill.
Yes. And this seems like an excellent time...
How to be no
fun! Speaking of no fun, it's time to cast our minds forward into the mists of sobriety and ask future us what very sensible messages from the present.
General, we've got the code back from the boffins. By Jove! You mean they've done it? We've cracked the Jerry's code? Well, I'm not sure, sir. We appear to have a load of old nonsense. Well, doesn't matter. Read it out. Anything that'll help us win this war.
Very well, sir. A message reads as forwards. It's future Jason with messages from the present. This episode of Flintlocks and Fireballs is brought to you by you. A massive thanks to the crew members of the Flintlocks Patreon who keep this ship sailing. There is some mention of ships, sir. There's a wealth of extra content and bonus features for patrons, including regular blog posts, extra stories narrated by the cast, artwork, and a monthly poll for the community to help design an element to go into the game. Something about an NPC being worked on, sir. You can check it out at patreon.com/Flintlocks and Fireballs. Link in the description. What do you think, sir?
No, you're right. This is a bunch of absolute rot. Damn. We're going to have to give that Turing chap a call. I don't have high hopes for this whole Enigma thing, but we're grasping at straws. Tompkins, make the call.
Very good, sir. Once again, we're involved with the online group heist game Agent Venture, where you and your socially distant friends can infiltrate a corrupt corporation's HQ or their dastardly cyborg island with nothing more than a laptop and an internet connection. Check out the link in the description. And that's it for announcements this time. Back to you, Past Jason. Ah, yes, very sensible. No, this is a house of sensibility. Sense and sensibility. I've not actually read that one.
Much like my D&D character, I am always sensible and I have no idea what you're talking about.
All of the time. That's why
Always sensible.
that's why you're dressed entirely in beige and monochromes, and there's definitely
And I
not wearing
didn't shave
rainbow
all my hair
braces.
off in a fit of pique.
Braces.
That didn't happen. It's a very sensible thing to do.
I should mention that the rainbow braces in this case are like the ones that hold your trousers up. You haven't got like arm guards.
No.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
That would
Some
be
of
really
those.
cool.
That would
You
be
can-
bracers rather than braces.
I mean, you can picture me in those if you want. That's fine.
rainbow arm guards would be cool.
Yeah.
And I want some like long rainbow arm warmers. They would please me. Like super long ones that come up to like nearly your shoulder. They'd be really fun.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of length, we've gone on long enough.
Hey!
And it's time for us to begin
Well done, Jason. Well done.
Flintlocks and Fireballs. Our land stands on the sabre's edge.
Our cities are a powder keg.
Brother chains, brother, no one's free. A life on land is short, you'll see.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.
Previously on Flintlocks and Fireballs. The party are in New Altmark. Newmark is currently under siege with the Orsirian Redcoats, two regiments, the 13th and I believe the 8th, currently holding both the east and the west bank, with the independent forces trapped on Hickory Island. We're about to enter, actually in the very early morning of day 3 of the siege, the 12th of Falling Leaves. The party are attempting to recruit additional support, allies and materials. As part of this, having already approached the Deadeyes, the Ferocian gang, they have now gone to speak with the Sunset Girls, a gang of thieves and occasional murderers known for breaking into ships and, stealing stuff. With great aplomb and seemingly at least a little magic on their side. Given their skill as infiltrators, they could well be a useful force to assist the independence fighters. Not really desiring money, I mean, they desire money, but their
They've
price
got
would have
plenty.
been... They've got money. Instead, the knowledge that the party had a sorcerer aboard asked them to see if they could get something that money cannot buy. In this case, a ticket between the borders of life and death. Unbeknownst to them, it's not actually the sorcerer delivering in this particular instance.
I think we did
You
tell
think
them.
they'd know the difference between
Well,
that
they
sort of-
now know, but
Yeah.
well, not necessarily. The rule is that sorcerers can break the rules. So,
Well,
as far as they know, maybe some sorcerers can bring the dead back to life. Fortunately, one of the party absolutely can, and isn't tied to the political framework of a powerful church, which is what you'd normally need. So, the party ventured into St. Stitchfather's Cathedral, currently semi-abandoned due to the fact that the Church of the Regency in this particular conflict appears to have, at least locally, sided with the Orsirians rather than the Independents. Following a lengthy and hopefully interesting discussion with one of the lay priests responsible for just essentially caretaking the cathedral and avoiding people just wandering in or trying to break in which he unwittingly helped them case the joint, the party returned and broke into the church, also setting free under very specific restrictions the entity known as Lux, in the form of Peter, a deckhand that they once met and kind of got on their nerves.
I
I have taken
Peter.
an irrational dislike to him. I
Lux
can't justify Scamp's dislike.
caused some chaos. And with that distraction, the party snuck first into the crypt below St. Stitchfather's, where they retrieved, at unexpectedly great risk to their own lives, the body of Svetlana Vandasar, stolen from the Vandasar crypts. Still preserved, as her body is intact as the day it was buried, due to an enchantment on the family crypt. Very much the Vandasar family being rich enough and of sufficient aesthetics to go for the whole Snow White style burial, where they put you in a glass casket. So
They are the worst.
So creepy as a thing as well.
I've often thought that about the Snow White story, but yeah, people different attitudes towards burial.
Doesn't do it for me personally,
Yeah.
but
But
whatever you need.
whatever you need. I mean, heck, there is a very legitimate burial practice called sky burial, where you take your remains up to the top of a mountain, let the birds strip away the flesh, and then bury the bones.
See, that makes sense.
Big in Zoroastrianism. Anyway, moving aside from
I actually found that less weird than the glass coffin.
Substantially, that makes total sense.
It does.
moving away from classical religion, however, the party were able to retrieve the body and also nearly die from a poison gas trap backed up by a forcible.
Oh god, that was bad.
So
At
bad.
which point, in an act of, frankly, making a good argument, they apparently persuaded none other than St. Stitchfather themselves that their cause was just and that they should be allowed to access the vault in the cathedral and take the dose of Phoenix down within.
Casual as you like.
Which they did. We come back in as the party are fleeing the scene and making their way towards the same alleyway where they first tracked down the Sunset Girls. As you move quickly through the dark, there is a light patter of rain, which very quickly begins to build up to a heavier patter. Over the course of about 10-15 minutes, it becomes a thick deluge, strong enough that it gets difficult to see more than about 80 feet ahead of you.
Yes, it does. I've got hair in my face.
Yeah, especially for you.
Celestia's hair's not good in the rain.
Not at all.
Does it deflate?
Yes, it does. It just goes onto her head. That's what I always picture. Like a sad, wet dog.
Having this may or may not be of some assistance to the purity mission, which has been currently coated in midnight blue paint. However, the three of you make your way to the alleyway, the body hidden in one of the bags of holding that Scamp has. There is someone waiting for you, an anonymous young woman with a coat with a high collar, scarf wrapped around their mouth, and a low pulled flat cap. There is no light in this alleyway. The street lamps are too far away, but all of you have dark vision. It's unclear whether or not the woman does or just has very good night sight, with the little dim light that comes through reflected off the clouds above. But she looks up on your approach. It's hard to make out her exact eye colour, but she appears to be human at first glance. Where's the body?
Safe.
Hidden.
Fine. I'll take you to where they're meeting. Once I get you there, you'd better go get it and bring it through.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Good. She jerks her thumb behind her and sets off, just without waiting to see if you're following immediately down the alley. Mm-hmm. You are led through a tense series of turns, side alleys. You definitely go back on yourself at least twice before coming to an anonymous-looking house. Actually, just on the edge of West Side. Actually, no, this wouldn't be... No, you actually go past Bow and out of town towards Greywatch Village, where there is where she leads you to a small shack backing onto one of the farms there. You see her kind of get to the shack door and... There's a pause. The door cracks open and there's no apparent light within.
Trying to remember the knock and fail. I rolled a 1.
I was trying to remember the route.
Yeah. Make a survival check to remember the route.
Survival, okay. That is a 16.
You're reasonably confident you could find your way here again. Maybe. But the door opens, you're beckoned inside, and there are 2 figures that you can see already in there. Both are similarly dressed up, high collars covered. Both, as far as you can tell, human. And seeing you enter, one of them twists a valve on a gas lamp, and you see them pass a hand over it, adjust just sort of massage their gloved fingers, and the gas lamp lights a little spark of flame.
Oh.
The 2 of them look up, and the glim light, they close the door behind, the sound of the rain fading. Not entirely, just a little bit more. You can hear you see once again a pair of blue eyes, a pair of brown eyes. The one with the brown eyes kind of pulls down her scarf a little, and you see what the face you come to associate with Lindsay Saker Grinsey, the leader of the Sunset Girls. Dark, quite thick black eyebrows, tied back hair beneath the cap. Where's the body?
Give me like 5 minutes. We just needed to get to the right place. I'll be just outside for 5 minutes.
Make it quick.
It'll be 5 minutes.
Make it 5 minutes then.
Okay.
The room is pretty bare. There is a table, 1 chair, and a series of crates. Lindsay's already in the chair, but gestures to the crates. Pull up a crate if you want.
Thank you, will do.
Corzin will do so.
I'm going to go outside for 5 minutes and just, hang
Faff.
around and then take a body out of bag.
You just faff about for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm going to hide, but...
Roll a stealth check.
I think I'm still at disadvantage, aren't I?
The rain would give you advantage, so just roll it straight.
I get advantage anyway.
Yes,
my
it's
cloak,
just...
But... So that is a 17. And disadvantage to see me.
Yeah.
If anyone's looking.
You walk around a little bit just before, just to lose any potential pursuers before lurking 3 minutes, pulling the body out of the bag, and then bring it back in.
Yeah,
I should have definitely asked for help carrying this thing. Oh well.
Yeah, it's actually it's the body of a maybe 16-year-old woman. It's actually quite an issue.
Aww.
Fortunately, there is no one around because it's the dead of night.
I did not think any of this through. It's fine. It's fine.
Like, there's one point where you see like a small group trudging through the fields, like, but you keep out of their way. They don't seem to see you. It's just, yeah.
Just me and my very drunk friend.
There's just sort of weekend at Bernie's, this body.
Insert slapstick routine from Scamp.
However, you bring them in. You see, as Scamp comes in with the body, Grinzy stands up. That's her.
Good.
That's a
There's-
relief, because this could have been super awkward if we got the
it would have
wrong
been
one.
so weird.
There
if
is
it
a
wasn't the right
simple
one.
bed in the corner of this room. They pull back the covers. Is there good?
Anywhere's fine. Yeah.
Lay her on the bed. We will watch.
Is there any reaction from Grinzy?
Roll an
On seeing
insight
her.
check.
1.
Wow, you're
There's
rolling well.
There's
So well.
there is an intensity, but hard to tell what.
Just I don't want to pry, and I'm not going to.
Good.
But just in case you are close, I want to be clear that this might or might not work. I will do my best, but if somebody doesn't want to come back, they're not coming back, and I've never done it on someone who's been dead for this long.
Yeah, it might or might not be pretty either.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to warn about. It doesn't look great. So, as I say, I'm not prying on if you were close or not, but I thought if you were, those were things you should know.
She narrows her eyes. Can you communicate with them when you're doing this?
I didn't last time, but I don't know if it's the same every time. I've only done it once. It did work, if that helps.
Is there something you want them to be told? If it's possible, if there is a sense that...
If I can.
If you need to, tell them that Luli is waiting for them.
Okay. I will.
I want this to work so badly, and not just
that's,
for
so sad.
we need this gang, but also oh no,
Luli.
oh.
You
Is that from Lindsay?
yes.
Oh, Luli could so be short for Lindsay. Oh God.
You lay the body onto the bed. In the dim light, you don't get a lot more of a look than you got before about it, but you can definitely see there are broken ribs on one side, just from the fall. She's clearly been dressed in some sort of it's not exactly a burial shroud, it's kind of more upmarket than that because of the whole glass coffin thing. Mm-hmm. So it's like if you combined a burial shroud with a somewhat stylish dress, currently heavily sodden from the rain, though.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
I have another question actually. How old is Grinzy?
Roll an insight check.
That's better than 1. It's a good roll for today. It's a 19.
She appears to be in her perhaps late 20s.
Okay, and this person has been dead for 10
9
years. 9 years, and she's 16. Okay, maybe they knew each other as kids then. That's interesting.
That's a point, actually. Could I, if I have an opportunity to look at the body? You mentioned before that the rib cage was kind of stoved in. Does that look like that's happened prior to death?
Roll a medicine check.
I'm so good at these. Okay, that is... Oh, that's a 17. That's not terrible.
It's hard to tell without, stripping the body to examine the injuries, but you would guess that was probably the cause of death. It's
I figured.
it's concomitant with some sort of large, heavy impact.
Cannonball?
Not
No, that would have gone out the back.
not exactly cannonball, but yeah, like something large and heavy impacted here.
Blunt
It's a
force
cannonball.
trauma.
You
Got
could compare it to Scamp's injuries.
Scamp's
Cannibal.
still really injured. We forget this.
There is a breastplate, I think, in the British War Museum that has a hole in the front and a hole in the back from where it was struck by a cannonball.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scamp got clipped by some cannonballs based on the fact that they weren't killed instantly.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd never thought about that hard before. Nasty.
Yeah.
Yep.
You don't want to get a direct hit by the cannonball.
Yeah. The other
Yeah.
thing I say to her before we start is also it took about an hour last time, so it's not going to be fast. You might want to get comfortable.
Very well. She sits back in the chair. Go ahead when you're ready.
All right. I basically put all my stuff down except for the instruments. Open up the little case full of Phoenix down and hold it out to the Rainbow Spirit. What do you reckon? Could we do one? You feel like it?
The rainbow spirit flickers with multicoloured flames.
All right. I reach over my back and I just strum one string on the guitar, but it carries on. Like it doesn't stop.
Yeah,
it just hangs in the air. And
Like a tuning fork.
Rainbow Spirit goes into the Phoenix down, sort of takes it inside it, is how I picture it, like kind of absorbs it. And
It scoops in, and the flames pass up through the whole rainbow spirit. Well, the rainbow spirit was first like a stream of, rainbow, just like a stream of multicoloured light. After that first time it touched the Phoenix down, it's had a little, almost like a little bit of fire here and there.
yeah,
When it dowses
as well as
in,
bits of lightning from the Kraken.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah.
when it dowses in this time, it just becomes a streak of rainbow fire.
Hello. Right. You ready? The drum that she never uses, she bashes it twice, and it repeats like a heartbeat, basically. And the second time it repeats, the Rainbow Spirit pops into her chest, and she goes, and you can see Celestia's heart outlined in rainbow light and rainbow fire, and with each beats of the heart, each pulse, it goes further out, and you see it start to fill all of her veins.
Yeah.
I feel like even the people who can't see spirits would be able to see this. Like,
this
that's
is visible.
how I picture it.
Celestia starts to become iridescent along the veins.
Yeah, this takes a long time because
Yeah.
this spell takes a long time to cast, so I imagine this is a long process. And when it gets to the tips of her fingers, you start hearing a sort of crackling along with the guitar and the drum. And like when you do chest compressions, she takes them to the chest of this person and starts sort of like beating her chest, and on one of them it transfers and starts going into the body's heart, and the same process happens again. It starts to go outwards, basically, and I picture that Celestia just kind of gets absorbed in this and sort of disappears for a while as this exchange of rainbow light happens, and you're hearing sounds of instruments going under each other even though she's not playing anything, pretty much.
Cool.
So, as you do this, as you're pulsing, as the energy grows, you start to enter more and more of a trance. You feel things change. The rain for you vanishes, and there's just the beat of fire in your ears, in your flesh, in your body. And at the moment when you press your hands down to transfer, you go into the body. You go somewhere, and yet you're right here. You feel yourself stretching burning and stretching, not on fire, but fire. The Celestia, that of you which is Celestia, you feel is pulled and strained, like a piece of rubber pulled, stretched out into a thin line, impossibly thin, until there's only the faintest trace of yourself in it. You become a ribbon of multicoloured flame, arcing through a void. Here, not here. Your body carries on without you, but yourself is strained until you find yourself at the edge. It's hard to say what the edge is. There is an edge, a place where something ends and something begins. What remains of your mind tries to process it. There are two things here. One of them stands on the edge of the cliff. No, not a cliff. A river. Not a river. A road. A line in the sand. A crack. An end. There is a space. There is something, and your mind seems to unable to fit what metaphor to give it. There is a line here. And on one end of it is something you've come here for. And standing on that line, in the river, on the boat, on the edge of the cliff, by the bridge, by the point that connects, on the star that crosses the abyss, on the strand of spiderweb, is something else. Something that waits on the threshold. It's a friend, a lover, a brother, a sister. You can't make them out. Your mind won't resolve. Not enough of you is here. And you feel like an offer is being made. A chance to step over the line, to get in the boat, to cross the bridge. And the tiniest strand of you starts to... You're here for something. You're here for the person on this side. You spread your wings. No, you don't have wings. Your wings burn. You don't have wings. You stretch out your neck, open your beak. No, that's not you. You have 4 limbs. You're an elf? You think you're an elf. You are a tiny burning flame at the end of a long, long string. A path back. And you are also something, someone. You have a name. Stardust. The other person, the woman standing on the edge of the cliff, turns and sees you, sees the little fire. And you feel a body start to blossom out of the flame, just the faintest echo of Celestia Stardust. You're so thinly stretched, but you can just about remember that you're here for them.
Can I speak?
You think you can remember how words work, yes. How to form them.
Come with me.
The woman The young woman turns. Something comes from the one on the threshold. Words that you can't hear, they aren't meant for you. She looks back, looks to you.
I'm here for you, I think. I was given a name. What was it? Luli.
Her attention seems to focus a little. The environment seems to stabilize, and you realize you're at a dock. You're at a dock in a place that seems familiar. Newmark? Yes, that's the name that comes to mind. And there's a ship waiting, and a friendly-looking woman standing by the dock in a shawl. She looks Meadmere-ish, old, maybe in her 90s, human. And she says to the girl, a girl of 16, "The ship will wait if it needs to, but on this far shore, you will not find the troubles that await you back there, girl."
She said she was waiting for you?
There's a swallowing from the girl.
She said to say Luli is waiting for you.
I have to go back. I know that name. The old woman shrugs and spreads her wrinkled hands. Then take care, little one. The way back is treacherous. Make sure that little light shows you a way. I can only guide you from here. Be sure you do not get trapped in the undiscovered country. The girl nods and turns towards you. Extends a hand.
I try and extend one back.
You
It's
take it.
slow and I think a bit, she's kind of swaying, not really here.
You take the hand and solidity starts to come back to you. You feel, you can't remember everything, but you start to feel more you. You also feel yourself pulling as if the line of yourself is reeling slowly backwards. And you see that the docks are gone. There's just a cliff now, and darkness beyond. But there is a stream of light, of multicoloured flame, that leads into some hills. The girl, holding your hand, her features indistinct, follows you.
Svetlana, right? That was your name?
Svetlana.
That's right.
Lana. Lani! Lani! Come over here! And you turn, and you see there is a family. There is a woman in the distance. She looks to be in her 30s, maybe, and she's busy feeding chickens, plucking around a yard on the edge of a large city. It is cold here. Winter is coming, autumn is here, and you hear the sounds of children in the distance. Street kids, laughing, playing. There are two girls here. One who's holding your hand, maybe 4 or 5, with a little shock of black hair, in a dress with kind of repeating little patterns in what Meadmerish. That's the place. A Meadmerish style, red and white, with ribbons. There's another girl, a little older, with a similar look. Again, black hair and brown eyes. And she is calling, Lani! Lani! Catch! She throws a ball. The little girl sort of ducks to the side. The ball bounces past. Lani! When I say catch, you've got to catch! Sorry, Luli.
Oh.
Go and pick it up. Feel a little bit more of yourself recalling here. The older woman is feeding the chickens. He goes, Lolia, stop playing around. I need your help. Can you go to Miss Gorbachev's and get the darning that needs doing? Yes, Mama. You see the older girl, maybe 3 years older, 7 or 8 to this 4 or 5. Sort of with a slight kicking at this at the dirt, wanders off, and the little girl, Lani, goes up to the older woman. Mama, when is Papa coming back? Papa comes back when he has leave from the army. It's not likely until the spring. Oh. Maybe we should wait.
Lani, come with me, we've got to go.
Lani looks over towards a seat by a warm fire, but takes her hand again. And you can see there's a line of fire leading to the street.
See this light? We've got to follow it to get back, okay?
Okay.
Luli's waiting for you out there, she said.
Oh, we're going to see Miss Gorbachev?
No, we're going to go see Luli.
Oh, okay. She follows after. You step through a door. It is spring. Late spring. Birds twitter outside. And you can see there is the same woman before, the mother, hand on her, over her eyes, in a chair by that fire, and there is a man in a sort of bearskin hat, green Meadmerish uniform, talking to her softly. Svetlana is peering round the door and catch snatches of words. With honor, of course. Regrettably, only a portion of the unit survived. But we believe that he managed to save a number of people before the end. And it is with the honor and blessings of the Tsar that we present in his honor this cross. Produces a small piece of tin with a ribbon. The mother doesn't take it, and he lays it on a table, stands up, puts the hat... He's been holding the hat in his hands, puts it back on, bows a little, and leaves. You see that Lulia has appeared. Svetlana looks up. What's going on? Papa's going away.
He won't be able to come back. Why not? I don't know, but that's what the man he was here for. Maybe we'll have a chance to see him again, Lani. But I thought you said he was going away. Don't ask about it, okay? Just play with your dolls. We should get dinner ready tonight. Mama should take a nap. I move into the kitchen, where the line of fire follows. Time passes.
I try not to let go of her if I can. I want to hold onto her hand.
It is... You're now holding the hand of an older girl. Maybe 9 years of age? No, 10. Her sister nearby. They are in thicker coats, and they are standing on the street near the house, while a heavily bundled mother, more lines on her face, more grey to her hair, is, as far as you can tell, shouting at a series of quite muscular men and women who are taking just furniture out of the house, piling it onto a cart to be driven away. And you just catch snatches of, "You have no right! You have no right!" Miss Orsov, Mrs. Orsov, you did not, if you cannot keep up with the payments on your rent, then we have no choice but to take this from you. Where are we going to go now then? I'm sorry, but that is not my business. What about your pension? You're a war widow, yes? If the Tsar kept paying the pensions, maybe that would not be an issue. Again, I'm sorry. It is a problem many of us have. Svetlana holds her sister's hand tight.
Hold on to her other hand.
The three of you step forwards. The fire flashes for a moment. You gather a little bit more of yourself. And you are on a pier. A different pier. It is cold. There is frost in places on the wood. And there is a ship nearby. It's a different town. You see the mother is gathering coinage, just counting it out carefully to a man behind a stall near the pier, and you overhear shouting. And you overhear the conversation. There. Okay, there. 60. That will buy you 2 tickets. No, 3 tickets. It's 20 per ticket. It was 20 per ticket back in first. It was 20 per ticket back in first colours. The price has gone up. No, I can't. Is there anything I could do to get more? I'm sorry, but the boat leaves in an hour. The tide waits for no one. If you cannot, I can give you 2 tickets. I cannot give you more. What about this? She reaches into her shawl and pulls out the tin cross from before with the ribbon. It's a medal of service. It's got to be worth something. I'm sorry. I doubt I could maybe get a copper for the tin, but I'm sorry, I do not control the prices. If you have issues with it, then I'm sorry, but I just work for the company. If the Polkstons were in town, maybe we could do something, but... Now, do you want these tickets or not? Fine. She slams down the coin purse and takes 2 tickets. Kneels by her daughters. Svetlana, Lulia? Are we getting on the boat, Mother? Things have changed with the price. So, I will be going after you. But, Mama, we can't travel without... I'm sorry. She looks. Lulia, can you... Of course, Mother. She takes the 2 tickets. Come on, Svetlana, we have to go. No, I don't want to. I want to stay here. You hear a voice call. Last call for boarding. Lilia picks up the bags, turns and gives her mother a kiss on the cheek and a fierce hug. Come on, Svetlana, we've got to go. She tries to take her hand to move her.
Can I talk in this scenario?
You can.
It's alright, we'll go with you.
Svetlana pulls away and looks as if she wants to stay. The stream goes up into the boat.
Come on, darling, the boat's leaving. We've got to go.
I need you to roll a persuasion check.
Okay. 24.
But I don't want to.
I know.
Mama's here. I don't know what comes ahead.
I'm going to, kneel down in front of her, because I assume she's quite teeny. Well, your sister's here. We're not leaving you. My name's Celestia. Hello. Celestia Stardust.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And, I'm a friend. We're here to keep you safe, alright? Your mum's gonna follow afterwards. It's all gonna be okay.
There's a change
Climb
for
on my
a
back
moment.
if you want. It'll be fun.
There's a change for a moment as her eyes grow a little older. Not a lot older, but a little older. She doesn't, does she?
I don't know, but I don't think so. I'm sorry. But
The oldness fades.
we can't change that. I can't change any of this. I can only be here with you for it.
Okay.
But if you come with me, I promise you won't be alone.
Okay.
Come on.
She takes your hand and Lilia's, and the 3 of you walk up the gangplank to the ship. Time. The string of fire burns, more of yourself comes back, and you feel the fire burning away as you pull her forwards in time, forwards through life. It's years later. Maybe 6 years later, you'd guess? 5, 6 years. You now see a pair of women, one maybe 16, one maybe 18, lifting crates, garbed in waistcoats and in hard-wearing waistcoats, shirts and flat caps, lifting crates of luggage, of cargo from ships onto sort of, what do you call those wheeled things you push crates on?
I really don't know. I'm sorry.
Trolleys?
What was that, Sam?
Are they trolleys?
Trolleys.
Yeah, trolleys,
trolleys.
I would have said.
Yeah, so lifting them onto trolleys, pushing them along. You can see they've both kind of grown into themselves a little more.
Svetlana, both of them are looking quite fit. Svetlana has now come to look like the form that you saw, and you can remember seeing that now. Whereas Lulia is tall, quite built for her age, got that sort of very slender, muscular physique going on. And you see them, there's a sort of good-natured shouting amongst the busy dockyards. Someone calls out, "Hey! What's up, girls? Where are those crates of prawns?" "They're coming," calls out Lulia. "Sorry, we were busy fucking your mother." "You know how long she takes." Yeah, shove it up your ass. Get over to base C. Looking at them, I want you to roll an insight check.
Okay. It's bad. It's 4.
Oh no.
Luli looks a little leaner in the face than Svetlana does.
Like maybe she's been giving her,
Maybe.
like extra food or whatever, and she's been going a little bit hungry herself.
The Svetlana kind of pushes her crate to into the bay, and you can just hear a little bit of sisterly chatting. So, what are you doing after work? Probably getting some drinks and then sleeping. What about you? I might have some plans. Plans? I can have plans. Well, it's, No, I'm very interested. Can I know about these plans? Are they good looking? A little. All right, then. I was wondering. Yes, you can borrow my makeup. Barely used the damn stuff anywhere. Thanks. She looks back. Can you cover for me? You need to go now? I think I see them. Well, we've got another 40 crates to shift, but... All right, you go. I'll look after things. You stand with Lulia for a moment as Svetlana runs off.
I want to go after Svetlana.
You follow, and the string follows after this, and you see a quite handsome-looking young man, maybe 17, 18, human.
How old's Lani at this point?
Svetlana is 16 at this point, so they're within about a year or two of each other. Culturally acceptable dating and engagement age for this period.
Yeah.
Yeah. She runs off, and you see her go towards a handsome-looking young man in a quite nice sort of waistcoat and jacket. Looks well-to-do, and she grins. Percy? Good to see you. Good to see you, Lenny.
Percy.
So, do you have the night? I mean, in theory, I've got another 40 boxes to move. Not a problem. Not a problem. Hey, come with me. They're doing a show at the Royal tonight. Okay.
Are they going away from the string?
No, they're going towards the string.
I'll follow.
You follow. As they leave, you catch a glance backwards, and you see Lulia seem to clock this and frown.
I raise a hand to her.
She is
save.
not aware of this. She can't see you.
Interesting.
Only Svetlana seems aware of you, and only sometimes
Like faintly,
peripherally.
yeah.
As you follow them through the doorway, reality flashes again. You gain a little bit more of yourself, a little bit more of the fire burns. And there you come in right in the middle of an argument in a small, tight room. Not much decoration, a bed and a mattress, a table, a chair, and very little else, like a small cooking hearth, and that's about it. And Lulia seems livid. You cannot go messing around with the Vandasars. Yes, I can. I'm old enough. I'm taking care of things. You know, we're being careful. That's not what I'm talking about. They own the company we work for. What if he gets bored with you? What if he decides to break it off? What if you know his mother is a right royal bitch? What if she takes it out on us? What if they find out? What if they cut us off? We'll be out on the street again. I love him. You don't know what love is. Take that back, Lulia. It's just that fear. There's a furious look. She winces for a moment and then pulls open the door and storms out, slamming it behind her. Svetlana sits down for a moment on the bed.
Lani,
Yeah.
got somewhere to go.
Don't want to. It's nice here. It's not nice here, but I just want to sit here and suck.
Oh no.
She's being such a bitch. Such a bitch.
She loves you.
She's still a bitch.
Yeah, she's a worried bitch. She's a worried bitch who loves you. And she's waiting for you. Come on. It's time to go.
Okay. Maybe I'll try and pick her some flowers to apologise or something.
Sounds nice.
Takes your hand, stands up, and a pair of you pass out of the room into
She's
the...
probably just as upset as you are, you know.
Just because her relationships all failed doesn't mean mine's going to.
Oh, now the truth comes out. Come on.
You step through the door
Let's
and
go.
a flash of flame. And you see her. Svetlana is in what appears to be a very nice dress. There's no sign of Lulia. She is at some sort of ball. Well, not a ball. More of a cocktail party, almost.
Mm.
She appears to be at the edge of some sort of, essentially almost like a mansion. You can see it's night, and you can see the lights of Newmark in the distance. It's somewhere on, where would this be? Yeah, this would be on the western bank, so not on Hickory Island, but on the country estates outside. And there are a number of quite well-to-do people sort of chatting, drinking, mingling, while various servants are passing around canapes. Svetlana herself seems to be on her own a little bit, isolated from it all. She's kind
You
of
just
like
kind of put her hand on her shoulder. You alright?
reaches up, squeezes it, and she turns and looks, and you see that there is a slightly open window nearby, and you can hear a somewhat hushed argument coming from there. She's sort of standing below it, but you can kind of peer up and look in. The same man from before, Percy, is sat on a chair, looking a bit red in the face from drink and maybe a bit flushed with anger, in a fine sort of jacket type affair, while a well-dressed older woman, who you recognise from a previous sending, one Lucetta Vandersar, is pacing behind a desk, frankly pissed off with him. I cannot believe that you brought that little trollop to this event. She's not a trollop, Mum. She's from the... Where did you even find her? Did you find her in the, I don't know, in the shipyard? With the rest of the rats and the trash? Lanny's not like that. Oh, it's Lanny, is it? Huh? Very nice. Very nice. Listen, kid. I realize that you're getting your head turned because you're young and she's pretty and, oh, maybe she's, this seductress has maybe turned your head. She's not a seductress, Mum. You are made for better things. You are a Vandersar.
Just tighten my hand on her shoulder a little bit.
And see her jaw tighten. Listen. We have a reputation to uphold. I don't care about about a reputation, Mum. You're being a stick in the mud like Grandpa. Hey, you take care. You were named for that man, and yeah, Percival's a stick in the mud, but he did a lot to make this family. All of us did. We have to bear responsibility for this, young man. You see him sort of scoff and turn his head away. You sleeping with the girl? Maybe. Maybe. Listen. I don't know what tricks she's pulled on you. There's no tricks, Ma. We just love each other. You might think that now. But there's, we are in a completely different class to these people. I mean, she's a fucking immigrant from Meadmere. You know how that's gonna look? She's got no name to her. Our name, we've been here 6 generations. We have standards to uphold, and that includes who you marry. Listen. I haven't really talked about it. Wanted to give you a little bit of time to live about, but we've been thinking, you know, maybe with some of the other shipping families. There's been some talk from one of the families back in Osiria. You could be you could be a future lord, Percy, if you play your cards right and you don't just throw it away with just some dock girl. Get your act together. Svetlana squeezes your hand.
I've dealt with worse mothers, darling, and I'm not going anywhere.
She looks at you. I am pregnant. Sorry. I am pregnant.
Shit.
I'll find out in a week. I'll tell him in 2.
What happens?
She turns, the rainbow fire goes into a door. I don't want to show you. But it's up ahead. It all goes so well at first.
I'm sorry. I think we have to go through.
She nods soberly.
This won't go any further. When we get to the other end, this is yours. I'm not going to share it with anyone.
Thank you.
It's alright. Let's try and get out, hey?
Squeezes your hand and the pair of you walk through the door. It's a church. It's, thinking about where it would be. It's St. Stitchfather's.
Oh shit, this is familiar.
She stands at the far end of an aisle in white.
Oh, bloody hell.
And a proud and nervous-looking Percival is at the far end, near a richly dressed halfling that you assume is the bishop. A very politely livid Lucetta Van der
My
Sar.
flipper, the bird where Svetlana can see me.
She grins. And then fades back into the moment after squeezing your hand. Steps forward.
I guess I take a seat at the front of the church, if
Yeah.
that's where it looks like it's going.
And you listen to them exchange their vows and kiss. And they turn and walk back, proceeding to polite applause after like a whole lengthy ceremony that you kind of have to sit through.
I follow.
Yeah, and go through the far doors. And as you do so, she pauses. As the scene freezes, puts a hand on your shoulder. We'll skip the next bit. Two months later, I lose the child.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Sort of just take her by the shoulders for a moment.
She nods to one side. You see, sitting in the back, the one side of this church, by the way, has been filled out. It seems both sides have been filled out, as far as you can tell, by rich-looking people. But in the back, looking up at her, frozen in the moment and smiling, is still with a flat cap, but the nicest clothes she could get, is Lilia. And there's in that frozen moment a look of pride and apprehension.
Glad she came to your wedding.
Had to fight for it.
Bet you fucking did.
My mother-in-law really is a bitch.
Yeah, I'm horribly and intensely aware of the type.
Smiles sadly, takes your hand and steps through. And as the scene comes back to life with cheers and claps, they leave. And at the moment where the fire goes, she unclasps your hand and says, "Stay close."
I'm not going anywhere.
Time. A few months. There is a dark room there, and you see Svetlana is lying on a chaise longue with a sort of gently holding a pillow over the top side of her face, and there's a knock at the door. The door cracks open a little and a voice goes, "Ma'am, Miss Lulia is here to see you. Show her in." Door opens and Luli, in her still looking like she's just come from the factory, from the yard floor, steps in. Kind of dark in here, Lani. The shutters are closed,
There's only a little light coming in. Lani, what's wrong? Svetlana sits up, removes the little pillowy thing which you see has a bit of steak cushioned into it, and you can see there is a growing bruise around her cheek.
Fuck.
Lulia's fist tightens, her knuckles go white. I'll kill him. Don't. I'm going to fucking murder him. Don't. What? When did this happen? How? He was drunk. It's been hard after the lost bullshit. I should burn this fucking house to the ground and take you out of here. Don't. Lucetta would come for you. You can't do anything. Then we get you out of here. We get you a divorce. Do you think she wouldn't come for us then? She's hated this whole thing. I don't even know. I'm trapped. I keep hoping that maybe things will get better, that maybe I can talk him round. Lilia kneels and takes her hands, clasping them. It doesn't matter, Lani. Come with me. He gave you jewelry and stuff, right? Yes. It's technically his. Doesn't matter. We grab it, we run. We just get out of town.
You didn't run, did you?
She doesn't respond, but you see you see Lilia look towards the door. The string doesn't go towards the door. The string stays in the room.
I'm so sorry we can't go that way. I wish we could.
I could just stay. I could go. And there would be somewhere else. We don't know what else is here. Maybe if I go with her, they get whatever that was.
I don't know. I don't know how it works. But I know she's really waiting for you. At the other end. This place is strange. Things are thin, insubstantial. I don't know what's real and what isn't, and I don't know what real even means anymore. But I know that I've been told that she's waiting for you. If you want to go with her, you have to come with me.
Okay. The scene resumes. I can't. Not now, anyway. I can't. It'd be too soon.
Hands back on her shoulder.
Give me some time. A few months. We could get things together. We could go on one of these ships, one of the other ships, not the Polkston one. We could get to the Sulian colonies. Maybe St. Gregor's full. The food there is weird, but we'd be okay. Maybe. Luli. She stands up, wincing, and makes her way over to a desk where she unlocks a drawer, pulls out takes a little handkerchief. In case, to help us get out, I need you to take this. She unfolds the handkerchief and there's a small ring in it. What looks like a silvery metal, maybe not exactly silver.
Be like mithril, or
closer in appearance to mithril, with gold inlay on it, and you can see markings in Dwarven on the inside. This would be... Hold up, I'm going to check my notes on this one. It is the name of a clown, essentially a maker's mark, as much as anything else.
I might know it.
You do, actually. You've encountered it before. I'll gently remind myself what the name of the enchanting clan is. It's actually the same clan that you got the enchantment to the ship from.
God, I can't remember. Can anyone remember the enchanting clan?
Not Red Folder, the other one.
Yeah, Red Folder.
I've lost so many notes since
I have
then.
no
It's okay.
idea.
I can picture the dwarf as well.
Yes,
with the
same.
long-haired one.
I got a magic hat.
You do.
Yes.
It was
Stoneweaver.
Stoneweaver,
there you go.
yeah.
You recognise in Dwarven it says Stoneweaver on the inside. And,
I meant to ask, by the way, do I recognise Luli?
Lily, while having the same broad elements, dark hair and similar features to what you've seen, like dark hair, same colour eyes as what you've seen of Lindsay, does not appear to be the same person.
Okay, what about any of the others? Like, no one?
No one else that you've met.
Okay.
Oh, have we actually met Grinzy yet? I've been wondering that.
Yeah.
If it was me, I'd have a double.
And you see
What do you mean?
If I'd just fake who was Grinzy. I'd just say it was somewhere else
Yeah, you have a
and be
point.
disguised. I wouldn't show my real face.
Interesting.
She unfolds this ring, maybe mithril with gold inlay and the marking of Stoneweaver on the inside. Lily frowns at it. What is that? So don't tell anyone, but I got this from the family vault. You're telling me that I'm being unreasonable? They never check the damn thing. Not that part. They look for the deeds, the land deeds. That's what they mostly keep in there. They've half forgotten this thing even exists. Well, what is it? It's an artifact. One of, I think, 7. They were made for some dwarf kings a long time ago. But the point is, they've been passed down, bought up by rich families, including the Van der Sars. Is this magic? Yes. What does it do? As far as I know, it lets you look however you want. Do they have a second one? No. But that's why I need you to take this and hide it. If and when we do run, I'm not going to be able to get near there, but you would be able to smuggle it somewhere. And then when we got there, I could look like someone else. Lilia folds over the napkin, stuffs it into the inside of her waistcoat. Okay. She gets close, squeezes her sister's shoulders and kisses her forehead. We're going to get you out, okay? We're going to get you out. Just hold tight. Okay? 2 months. 2 months. Lilia stands and makes her way out.
I think we're getting closer. It feels like it.
Yes. She offers her hand.
I take it.
The room burns away. And it's another ball. Another cocktail party. Not at the Van der Sar estate, though. A different one. They're at some sort of... It's not really clear. Some sort of other estate, maybe in a different part of town. Still, as far as you can tell, on the West Bank, or maybe the East Bank. No, it would be the East Bank this time rather than the West Bank. And there is a similar crowd of various toffs and rich individuals chortling and guffawing.
Oh, I hate them all.
Just assuming that I've still got it at hand, just turn to her and go, I don't know about you, but I always hated this kind of party.
The food's nice.
Yeah, it is up here.
Here we go.
I'm
She
here.
lets go of your hand. She turns, and you see Lucetta van der Sar approach.
Kind of automatically slightly shift protectively. Not to be like all the way in front of her, but like a little bit.
Lucetta doesn't see you, nor it seems does Svetlana in
I
this
don't think
moment.
they would. I think it's just what happens.
She approaches. Svetlana. Lucetta? Are you enjoying the party? It's well enough. Thank you. The Waynes are certainly good guests. I am particularly happy to have been here for young, what is Bruce's 14th?
Did you just make Batman canon?
I think you just
Is
did.
that what just happened?
Only
I think that's what just happened.
only if they get murdered in an alleyway shortly after.
Well, I think we've got a mission for the night.
Hey.
Bruce Wayne is like 25 by this, like 23 by this
Yep.
point.
Even so, let's go murder his parents.
Anyway,
Turn Marjorie into a bat for an occasion. I'm fucking about.
it's a lovely party. Yes. Well, I imagine you're getting a little tired. It is getting late, yes. Percy has informed me that he is going to be busy playing cards with young Bruce and some of the others for a little while now. I wouldn't expect him back till the morning. No, I suppose not. I've taken the liberty of arranging the coach to be ready for you. That's very considerate of you. Well, you have a safe trip back to the manor. Of course, Lucetta. Have a good evening. Have a good evening, Svetlana.
Hand on her shoulder.
She walks away. Svetlana starts to pick up her things when you see a young woman with blonde hair, blue eyes, about the same sort of age. Come up in waiter's uniform. Miss, is there anything I can get for you? No, thank you. Titania, is that you? It's me. What do you think of the whole Newmark accent? I think it needs some work. But it is so believable, yes? I didn't know you were working this event. It's been a tricky time, but hey, they needed some extra stuff for this one. By the Regent. Okay, I'm supposed to be going, but you know what? We can take an hour. They've got some really good. What's that stuff? The Duvand wines around the back. I am supposed to be here as a guest, so
Well, I suppose if you're here as a guest, Lani, then I can't be blamed for serving you some. I know, and I can't be blamed for sharing some with you.
Was it Titania she called her?
Titania.
Titania.
Yeah.
Okay.
They move round the back and pretty much just going into the servants' area of the house, just start drinking some wine. And there is a moment where you see him catching up and the edges of the room flicker. Time moves forward a little bit, just a little bit, an hour or so. And there is the pair of them a little red-faced. Oh, I've got to say, it's good catching up with you. Yeah, what can I say? It's not been the same without you down in the shipyard. I know. Luli's always saying so. Hey, Luli was asking for my help for getting some things together. Yeah, can you do me a favor? Whatever she's asking for, help her get it, okay? Okay. We got you. Thanks. Regent, I've kept that poor coach person waiting for so long. I should... straightens up her dress. I should get into the carriage and go home. I suppose they probably missed me too. Who knows with these things? They'll be drinking into the wee hours. Oh, it is the wee hours. Oh, no. She stands up and makes her way out, and you see Titania trying to put on a straight face, pretending to be a servant.
Straightening up a bit.
And with a sort of... a door opens, and a red-faced Percival comes out. He looks a little dishevelled.
Are we in the same place, or have we moved?
Same place, maybe an hour or so later.
Okay.
Hard to say. And he goes... Lani. Oh, you're finished with cards, are you, Percy? Yeah, I lost everything. Let's get the carriage home, shall we? Yes, let's. You stink of wine. Right.
Hot fucking kettle. Celestia.
The pair of them stumble over to the carriage driver. You can see a somewhat bored-looking driver is waiting. Miss Svetlana, sir. Your mother said you were going to be a little while and that I shouldn't wait for you. Pfft. No, forget that. You take us both back. In fact, you know what? My wife has left you here waiting so long. Take the rest of the night off. Sir, I really should be driving your wife back. No, you off that seat. Awkwardly gets off. I mean, really, sir, we could get you another carriage. What, you're saying I can't stand the sight of my wife? Is that what you're saying? I didn't say that, sir. Yeah, he shoves him.
Hand on her shoulder.
Percy. Maybe you can't stand the sight of me, huh? Fine. You don't have to sit with me. I'll do the gentleman thing. I'll drive you home. You're not in a fit state to drive, Percy. Bullshit. Give me those reins. Gets up onto the driver's seat. I know the way home. Sir, I really must insist. Fuck off. Take the night off. You've earned it. Lana, get in the damn carriage. She gets in the carriage.
Guess I get in with her.
The carriage picks up. The horses ride. And there's a point where the carriage starts... You hear a sort of rattling sound from below.
And the pace picks up and
I
up.
offer her a hand if she wants it.
The horse is going into almost a gallop as you hear a drunken, "Yeah! Come on, faster!" from up above. And suddenly there's a clonking sound. The carriage veers to one side. You can just catch a glimpse of a turn, and there's a crash. There's a moment where you find yourself amid the wreckage, in the wreckage,
Is she there?
holding her hand. The wood of the carriage body crushed into her ribs. She locks eyes with you.
I'm here.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
You step out, pull her up, and she...
I think I carry her.
carry her out.
I feel like I'd pick her up if she was injured.
And there is, by the edge of the road, you look back, you can see Percival as the edge of the carriage has fallen down on his legs. You can hear him moaning, but clearly alive. And you see by the edge of the road there is a house, just a plain house, with a door, and the edges of the door glimmer with light and the sound of rain.
That's us, darling.
I'm scared.
I know. But you're not alone.
Okay. Let's go through.
You ready?
Ready.
I warn you, I think it might hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
You open the door and carry her through. In the moment, the rest of you have been watchers. Celestia, just on automatic, is pumping these compressions on the body's chest.
Yeah, eyes full of rainbow and just like not here.
Just pulses of light pass through the body, through the veins, and the body begins to swell in places, and you see clearish liquid begin to stream out of the eyes, nose and mouth, and the distinct smell of formaldehyde as the spell ejects the embalming fluid, and the cold pale face begins to fill in with red, just the pinkish hue of actual life as blood is restored. There is a cracking sound as bones knit back together as the ribs compress outwards and flesh is restored. And with as the last of the rainbow light pulses into the body, and you give one final hit.
Yeah, like a proper arms over the head kind of hit.
You see Lindsay stand up and immediately make her way to the
I feel like I
side of the
almost
body.
like fall onto her, like we kind of gasp in together. Hello there.
Hello. She looks up. Where am I? Lindsay says, "You're safe. Don't worry." Who? Lindsay takes off one of her gloves and twists a mithrilish and gold ring. Her body changes. She grows a little leaner. Her features shift, still keeping the same broad appearance, black meat-mirish hair, brown eyes. But you see that she has the features you recognized with Lily. But one side of her mouth has a curved scar. There is, you can see on the hand without the glove, there are marks that look like maybe sprayed hot oil at one point. You can see scars on her cheek that look like maybe something from a fist fight or a blunt impact.
See, I told you she was waiting.
Lily? I'm here. It's been a while. But I've got you. Thank you. She looks up to you, and thank you.
It's all right. Thank you for trusting me.
Thanking you for helping me find a way back.
And I promise it goes no further. None of it. That's yours.
Oh, Regent, you weren't kidding about everything hurting.
I've got healing magic. Would that be helpful, or would that do something terrible to you?
Ow!
I'm just gonna do something and see if it works. I do a 3rd level healing word.
Ding.
Ding. Any better?
It's a little better. You hear a sort of snapping sound as some still broken ribs heal into place.
We've got a surgeon here.
Yeah, let me take a look at this. Look at this.
You quickly sort of seeing the healing happening, try to adjust them so that they snap into quite the right positions.
I'm happy to tank a couple of heals into her at this point.
You spend another one. As someone who hasn't led the adventuring life that you have, it takes a lot less healing magic because she hasn't built up the resistance to it to restore her to something approaching health.
Those were really nasty wounds. I don't want to pry. Is there someone we need to murder for you?
She looks to Lilia. Already done.
Well done.
Great.
She frowns. You mean... After they buried you, he was still there. So convenient for them. They had an arrangement to get his legs regenerated, but they wouldn't spend the money to bring you back. So I got to him. It was a fight. He gave me this before, she gestures to Jake, before I managed to turn it on him. And I cut out his heart so they can't bring him back. And I burned it.
Well done.
Thank you. Whatever you need, we're on site.
Thank you. If you need anything else, you just let me know, all right? I look at Svetlana.
She nods. I think I need some time with my family.
I'll leave you. But,
Yeah.
Come, we have a safe house. T will show the way.
You look and see the woman who now, Celestia, you recognise from the eyes, does indeed appear to be Titania. Nod.
Oh.
Lindsay's second. Lilia's second. Why don't you give us some space? We'll get in contact with you.
Mm-hmm.
Leave.
Take as long as you need, seriously.
Leave a message.
Yeah, our ship is the Kraken's Bane. It's in the dry docks. Just get a message there, or you can send if you can.
Leave a message here. Someone will pick it up.
Okay.
We can... when you need something, tell us here. We'll take care of it. The, small tasks. Not small tasks, but things that you might put yourself to. You need us to do some sabotage. You need us to steal things.
Noted. Thank
You can do... Yeah. Tell us what you need. All right.
Take care.
Stay safe.
From
You
what I
too.
saw last time, it's a little rough for a while afterwards, so rest.
I feel like I've been dead for... She looks up. 9 years. 9 years?!
Yeah!
Fuck!
Yep.
Yes, it's the
No
12th.
sugarcoating that one, is there?
It's the 12th of Falling Leaves, 1798. 98? Am I 25 now? I'm not really
No.
sure it works that way.
I don't know if that's how it works.
On paper, maybe, but
Fuck!
Yep.
Are people still dancing the polka?
in some parts, I'm sure they probably are.
She shakes her head. And with that, yeah, I imagine you probably
Yeah.
make your way out.
I think when Celestia gets up for the first time, she's like, woo.
You're right.
Yeah, put
Yeah,
your
I'm
arm round me.
dizzy.
On top of Corzin's, the other one on top of Corzin's head.
Big
Yeah,
spell.
You can't
that
put
takes
your
a
arm
lot
around
out of
his
you.
shoulder.
Come on.
See you later.
Svetlana gives a small wave, and the three of you make your way out and begin to head back, presumably, to get some sleep. But
Yes.
whatever you do, that... Oh yeah, you head back out into the heavy rain, by the way. But that is where we'll pick up after these, no doubt important, messages. Child, do not weep to leave Meadmere. Here the waters are cold, and activities are few, beyond cards, dice, and liking, rating, sharing, and subscribing to Flintlocks and Fireballs. They say in Sunder there is never winter, and anyone may make their fortune. What fortune awaits you? You make your way through the rain. Yep, rain hasn't entirely stopped, although it is starting to dwindle. I believe you finished up your... You initially went out for, I think it was 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning was your original attack.
I think it was 1.
1 o'clock. You spent a little over an hour, I'm going to say about an hour and a half, in the church, because that short rest you took, taking you to about 2:30-ish. So with the time spent on the resurrection and other things, you make your way, assuming you're heading back to the inn that you're staying at, which is the Horse's Fancy.
Good in name.
You're going to make your way back around 4 o'clock-ish in the morning. And the rain does indeed start to dry out. It's going to be another hour and a half, 2 hours till dawn. Do you have anything else you want to do before you stumble up to bed?
Can I get a bit, disturbingly drunk?
Sure. How long do you want to spend getting drunk?
Corzin will stay with you if you
Yeah,
let
I'm
him.
not going anywhere if you're drinking.
I don't know how long does it take a person to get drunk? Celestia is not that good on alcohol.
Roll a Constitution save.
Okay.
Depends what you're drinking, because
Yeah, if you're doing
Whiskey.
shots, it's
then it can be anywhere between a minute to an hour.
Well, my con save is 15.
Okay, it's closer to an hour then.
Yeah, it like doesn't touch the sides because she's feeling weird.
You're trying to get plastered enough to sleep,
Yeah, basically.
essentially.
She's like super weird.
All right, are you all right?
It was just.
You're not all right. Do you
No.
want to talk about the way in which you are not all right?
The rain dries up towards early on in this hour.
I don't want to
That was
tell
a
you any of
lot.
their stuff.
Well, you don't have to, but if there's anything you want to talk about that you can.
yeah.
Just.
No, I remember what it was like with Sander. This is worse.
Yeah, I didn't see anything with Sander. They just sort of came back. As far as
I
I
don't
was
think
aware.
they'd have let you.
Probably not. But I was there for all of it. I saw her whole life.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And she didn't want to go through some of it again.
No, you wouldn't.
But
There's a lot of stuff
not-
I wouldn't want to go through again.
Quite.
I just sort of had to keep telling her sister was waiting for her. So she probably should.
If
you
I had to
see
go
the-
through some of the things I've experienced in my life, I think I would be at least comforted I wasn't having to go through some of them alone.
I hope I
And
helped.
you saw the end as well.
Yeah. I, Her name was Lucetta, wasn't it? I think it was Lucetta, you know.
What, that had her killed?
Yeah.
Wasn't it? They said it. They used he pronouns. So, Grinsey. She said that he's dead and taken care of.
He's... I don't want to go
Did she
into
get
huge detail, but it could have looked like a drunk driving accident, is the thing.
Huh.
And he was driving, but she was supposed to get into that carriage alone. Lucetta had arranged the carriage,
Oh, that's definitely dodgy.
and I heard
And it-
something break. He didn't veer off the road, something broke.
Oh, that is dodgy.
Feels like a setup. She was supposed to be in that carriage, it was supposed to be just her. He just got pissed and came to and told the driver to fuck off.
Would I be right in guessing that Lucetta didn't approve of the marriage or something like that? There'd be
Yeah,
a reason she'd want.
Pretty big way.
Okay.
Alright, yeah.
Again, I'm keeping it
Ugh.
sketchy for privacy because she didn't
Oh
ask
yeah,
for
no.
this.
I.
But
No, but that's motive enough.
yeah. I think that'd probably be common knowledge, to be honest, as well, so I don't think that's a huge secret.
Alright. Well, certainly worth bearing in mind if we're crossing paths with them again, or if we're
We also
crossing
might
paths
want to
with...
talk to them about it when we see them again when she's ready.
Yeah.
Just
I don't
tell her
think we
the
should
order
do
in which I saw
this-
it. And
Yeah. We shouldn't do this without talking to them, but it might be worth scrying and asking to see the moment Lucetta organised killing her. Because if nothing comes up,
then we'll know.
maybe it's...
Well,
yeah,
it's
it
not
might just be
necessarily we'll know.
sanctums.
Yeah.
If it comes up, we'll bloody well know.
Yeah. It might be worth asking them if they want to know.
Yeah.
Well,
If it wasn't an accident, then they have the right to know.
and if the person who planned it is still alive and at large, yes, they should know.
Forgot who I was for a bit there.
Oh.
It's like being
That's-
stretched. Really thin.
You were gone for a while.
I think
physically still there, but like you weren't focused. You were focused on what you were doing.
I think I was a beam of light. I had wings for a bit. There was this crack or a line on paper or a cliff or...
Were you
Does
the
this
Phoenix?
match any religious iconography I have ever seen?
Roll a religion check.
Don't think so. That's a 4.
There are some depictions of saints with wings.
Okay.
For a second it was the abyss that they all talk about down below, and then it was something else, and I think I had a beak and...
You were the Phoenix, weren't you? That's what you had all that down. Using
Yeah,
it for the magic.
that would make sense, but I was also, I think, maybe a beam of light for a few minutes. I don't... Wow. My head hurts.
Yeah, this alcohol might be a bad idea.
Well, it sounds like a lot to process.
Yeah. I sort of... More of me came back the closer we got, but...
What would have happened? This doesn't always work. What would have happened if it hadn't worked? I mean, to you, would you have been able to find your way back?
I don't know. I hope so.
Oh, that's a worrying thought.
Downs the remainder of the glass of whiskey and pours herself another one.
Sorry.
I like to think the spirit would have guided me back, but I don't honestly know.
It didn't feel like when you do the dream spell and you leave your body.
No, I'm still there. Like, it's like being conscious, and it almost feels like you're physically there. Hey, Corzin, you've done it.
No, that's
knew-
why I was asking.
But you knew to follow the spirit, even when you didn't know who you were.
Yeah, I had a vague sense
Oh,
that I was there for something, and that we had to go that way.
There's an interesting thing. The rainbow spirit wasn't there, or if it wasn't distinct from you.
It was more like we were one thing. Like we sort of merged for a while, and there was a thread that we had to follow. We weren't separate.
we need to be careful with. I mean, we can't do this often anyway, but
I would like to do this as little as possible.
yeah.
It's
But I
quite scary.
hate to lose you in there. What if that thread broke? What if that's one it doesn't work? We need to find out if there's a chance of you getting lost.
The thread
That-
felt
that's
it
something
felt
you deserve to
thin.
know.
It felt like a thin thread.
Ugh. I don't like that.
No, me neither.
Presumably, if there's any semblance of choice on the part of the person you're trying to bring back, then some people might conceivably choose not to.
She nearly
Yeah,
did.
and what happens then to the person guiding them? If
I don't know. I don't know what happens.
we need to
There
find
was
out.
there was an old lady, I think, in a boat. She was gonna take her on, like away. And she said, "Don't get lost on the way back." I think if you're lost, maybe you're lost. There wasn't any guide. I was the other guide. You know?
Yeah.
Well,
It's not like
suppose-
I knew where I was going. Whiskey.
Yeah. I mean, I yeah, have a whiskey.
The room, there's a fireplace in the room, and it's kind of hard not to just stare into the flickering flames.
I think I do.
Yeah, it's the only source of light. It's the main source of light in here, unless you light a candle.
How's the rainbow spirit looking?
A little similar to how it was before, but with maybe a few more licks of flame to it.
How you doing? Tired? Feeling pretty for yourself? Do you know what would have happened if we got lost? No?
The rainbow spirit draws itself thin and folds itself round into a little circle and snaps one part of the circle, but then continues flipping together.
What are you saying?
Pictures itself getting thin and then does the same trick where it seems to snap in two, but it's actually like connects itself to a little
Would
circle.
we have snapped? Snapped apart? Would we have got separated? Or would we have lost something? But you think we would have got back? What's that?
It's like little distant sort of banging sounds, or like fireworks maybe, or something going off in the distance.
Yeah, what is that?
No one else getting worried?
Very.
Where's that coming from?
Always.
Alright, can I go outside and see if I can see where that's coming from?
Yeah. This window goes onto the like west river, so you can't really see much. But if you go, I guess you could go onto the street, or maybe there might be a roof access.
On balance, I think Corzin would go to the roof.
Okay, it takes a few minutes for you to find it. You climb up, and in the east, this isn't the tallest of buildings, so there are like rows and rows of roofs, but there is actually access up to the roof for repairs and so on. Which you
Can he see over the
But you can see over, climbing to the top of the roof, and in the distance, there's the.
This is something I have to take into consideration.
In the distance, there is the glow of what looks like a ruddy sort of dawnish glow. Wait. Dawn glow doesn't reflect like that on the clouds. And you listen and you can hear in the distance the sounds of shouting and panic. You have to scramble almost up to the top, up a little chimney to actually
climber's kit. I feel like that would have happened.
To get it. You don't really need to do this for a chimney. Like, there are loose bricks that you can scramble up, but you peer over and you can see on the east side of the city near the docks there is a raging fire.
Oh,
Several fires seem to have started, and you hear the sounds of shouting, and then in the distance
Okay, Corzin is going to whip out a
shots.
spyglass and see if he can get a better look at this.
Give me a perception check. This is vision based, so you have
Yep.
advantage.
Oh, excellent. Okay, that is a 23.
23. Peering through in the distance, you can see flames flickering, racing, crackling. It looks like a set of buildings. Some of the tense terraces on the eastern side have, not far on the northern end of Bow, near the east piers, have been set alight. It's almost like the flames are licking around alive. No, they are. In the distance, dancing between buildings, you can see 6 flaming forms pressed into the shape of different animals. Smoke is rising. There are elementals loose.
Jesus.
The rain has stopped. The fires are spreading.
Looks like the mages got impatient. How, where are they in relation to where the Kraken's Bane is more?
Oh, Kraken's Bane is on the west pier. It's happening on the other side of the city.
Fine, good, okay.
It's about I think.
Gotta keep my eye on this though, because fuck.
Yeah.
Is this in the area that's held by the military still?
So this is.
Yeah, who's this held by?
So this is on your side. This is on Hickory Island side.
Oh,
Okay.
bugger.
So it's on your side of the river, not on the far side. This is in the bow area where supposedly the bowstring boys gangs are, but they're making their way up the pier. It looks like. Corzin, you spot six groups of six individual elementals. And there are groups of militia scrambling to try and take shots at them. But the elementals are moving quickly. They seem they dodge with speed, and where groups gather, they lunge towards them to just barrel into the crowds.
This is literal scorched earth tactics.
Have you come back down off the roof yet?
Yeah, I'll
You after watching a few 20 seconds of this, you scramble back down to inform the others.
I will relay everything.
What? Fuck off. Shit.
Ugh.
We probably need to do something.
Fire elementals,
We should
yeah.
do something about that.
I mean, if nothing else, I can put small fires out pretty easily.
I can control some wind. Maybe.
Yeah, I think I
Slow
can
it
probably
back,
take down one
fire
or
it
two
out,
if I get into the right position. But we have to go now if we're going to do it.
go.
They're already on the move.
Right, let's go.
How drunk am I? I'm pretty fucking drunk.
15. So you're not actually. You were deliberately trying to get drunk.
I was deliberately
So
trying to get
but
drunk.
with a 15, you're only at liquid courage. So you got 5 temporary hit points, advantage on strength and charisma skill checks, disadvantage on dex, whiz, and intelligence, advantage on fear saves, and disadvantage on charm saves.
Okay, you have to remind me of
I'll
something.
remind you of it as it comes up. The important thing is temporary hit points, advantage on strength and charisma, disadvantage on basically everything else.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you want to cross through the city? As it is going by foot, dense as it is, with Scamp leading, because that old urchin background comes in. It's
Yay.
at a dead run. It's still going to take you 5 minutes to get across. It might be fast. You might be able to cut that down to 2 if you went by. Actually, going by air is ludicrously fast. Yeah, by 2 minutes if you went by air, but
Ooh, drunk flying.
up to you if you want to use the spell slots or not.
Less to smack into up there, but we're more visible.
Yeah.
Did I genuinely just use one spell? That can't be right.
I hadn't used many spells when we were down below.
Yeah, a lot of your spells were used on healing in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got 1 level 1 left, no level 2s, everything else though.
I have a fair amount of stuff left.
Yeah, I've used some
All
sorcery
those
points,
lesser
but
restorations.
I think it's probably worth us flying, then, isn't it?
Probably, if we can get there quicker.
Yeah, let's get there
Let's
as
do
fast as we can.
Okay. You scramble up to the roof.
Whee!
Who do you set as the flyers?
Corzin, can you carry Celestia?
Yes,
Who thought
Under the
I'm
arms.
fucking massive.
like
Yes, but you're also quite drunk.
I am getting twatted
just
with
out
maybe
of,
not my best game.
out of curiosity, how much does Celestia weigh?
I don't know. I haven't decided.
I'm going to
Okay.
assume Celestia.
She's 6'4" and pretty skinny.
Let's call it
Okay.
10 stone.
Really
Right, yeah,
skinny.
Really
Corzin,
skinny for
Corzin
6'4".
could definitely
Oh,
lift that.
okay.
I'm 6'1" and I weigh around 12. So let's say 11.
Like,
'Cause I'm not that
11
skinny.
to 12.
11 to 12.
Kind of thing, yeah.
He could still lift that, yeah.
Yeah, because he's causing fucking Horhace. Right, so your flyers are?
Corzin and I will fly.
Okay. Corzin, you grab Celestia.
I get on his back like a massive child.
Oh, okay.
Flying after.
Like, so he's holding
Like,
onto your
winds
arms.
my limbs around.
Yeah, and it's mostly just your arms
Yeah.
around his shoulders. And super Corzin's away.
This is fine. This is absolutely fine.
Okay, the pair of
Really
you
not.
sail up and over. As you are moving, you can hear the sounds of shouting and fighting in the streets. Peering down, about halfway along, actually no, as you're approaching the edge, you can see groups of militia are starting to form together into units, desperately scrabbling, waking people up, gathering together, usually units of about 50 or so at a time. But down below you can see one, you have an overhead view, and you can see about 4 streets away from the from the East Piers, where the fires are happening, round about in the midst of the Five Friars district. There are 2 groups running towards each other round a corner. One group is militia, the other group are redcoats, about 50 of them.
Ooh.
In a
And they
tight
look to be on
group.
the same side as the fire element.
Well, they are. So it's as if there's an L junction. There's like a crossroads or like a T junction up ahead. What the redcoats are running up one side of the T. The militia are running up the other side. They don't. Neither of them seem to have spotted each other, but you can tell once they meet, there's going to be a conflict.
I always get confused about militia. They are on our side.
Your side.
Cool. It's because militia and military, my brain just like never holds
Yeah, it's
on
fair.
to. I don't know why.
How far away?
Oh, give me a moment.
Yeah, fair question.
Exactly how far away? I think they are. Oh, right, far away from you.
Yes.
At this particular moment, how high above the rooftops are you flying?
Oh, not enormously.
Yeah,
'Cause
not
it-
that
I
high.
want to be
20 feet.
probably not even that. Maybe 10 feet over the top.
Okay, then they're about allowing for 40 feet below. You're going to have to be fairly close to them to see them. They're probably about 70 feet, maybe 80 feet as the crow flies from you down.
I
And
might do a thing.
And they are within. They're all within 30 feet of each other. They're currently a packed mass running.
Oh boy.
Who's going first?
How are we playing this? Are we hurting people, or are we? What
I
are we
was
doing?
going to do a distraction for the redcoats.
Because they're all nicely clumped.
Very
And
true.
I could just drop a fireball.
Well, I mean, yeah, usually that.
You're flying overhead?
It will work pretty well.
I mean, it's going to draw attention to us, so we should get down quick once I have.
Yeah.
Or at least onto a roof or something, right? I will have a look for a
Do
suitable
fireball,
landing
and
zone.
then I'll make them run the other way. And then the militia will have a lovely chance. I'm pissed.
Let's
What-
see how many survivors there are.
Okay, so this is essentially attacking against a unit with a level 3 spell.
Yeah, I might do a level 4.
Cool.
I was just
level
going to
4.
up it very slightly.
Yeah, and when their fireball drops, I will
Okay.
cast a major image,
What
basically.
major image do you cause?
So, yeah, I paint in my hand. I want to do a bigger fire elemental, if I can, and have it run towards the Osirians, like that there's an
Okay.
opposing one.
So bursting
Like,
out of the
rear up,
out
but-
of the ground.
Like, after the fireball drops,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay. So give me a moment. So we
Have it like sprout out of where it went, the fireball landed.
Preferably, yeah, that'd be ideal.
Okay. So just making a quick note. Got it. All right. So there are also. Just making a quick note of something. Cool. All right. The up ahead, they see at that T junction point, bursting out of the ground. What form does the fire elemental take?
A giant lion.
A lion of
Nice.
flames appears and roars. The redcoats panic, and as they turn, the pea of flame hits. It blasts them apart. Scamp, just roll me 2d10. 3d10, let's say.
14.
Okay, 14 seem to be killed or rendered unconscious by the blast. The unit scatters. Bodies fly. Corzin. As some of the bodies hit the ground, you see the red coats on them flicker for a moment. And as the seamings break, you see militia
shit.
troops
Oh, balls.
burned and broken.
Fuck.
So it was an illusion?
It's an illusion.
Oh,
Fuck.
shit. I dismissed the image immediately.
Right, we gotta get out of here now.
We gotta go.
Okay, you fly overhead, but but you have caused a smash as this is happening. Getting over to the edge of the east piers, you can see now, just over one of the roofs, you can look down and you can see that the elementals have divided into 2 groups of 5. There are 10 of them that you can see. Okay. One group is attacking the dense buildings on the northern edge of the Five Friars district, going for housing, going for warehouses, the attacking groups of militia that they can see. There is a flaming spider, a flaming ape, a flaming mantis, a flaming eel, and a flaming centipede, all the size of war horses or larger, careening around. The spider and the eel are racing towards actually one of the ships that's at the dock, the Trigger, whereas the other 3 are trying to attack civilian housing, it looks like. At the same time as or attack groups of militia that are trying to fire on them. At the same time, another group of 5, a snake, a frog, a gecko, a horse and a bull are making their way just northwards along the pier, heading up towards Portland, and eventually, it seems, where the battery is, burning everything in their wake.
This is chaos. What do we do?
We
What's
can't
our
let them get up
priority?
towards the battery.
But
Also,
what
they're
about the ships? We can't afford to lose the ships.
Ah, shit.
We've got to contain them where they are currently.
We really can't afford to lose the ships.
Alright, so let's keep them here. Give them something else to go after.
I might be able to, do some damage with air. I can put out flame a bit.
Got that big shockwave thingy I can do. That could help.
That'll work. Alright.
It needs to be within 30 feet, though.
Could you do that from the roof of our building if it was on the ground?
Yeah, I don't see why not. It's a destructive
Yeah,
wave.
yes, destructive wave. It would work.
Yes.
The buildings are like 30 feet tall at their highest. So.
Yeah.
I need to put myself between the ship and them.
Right, let's do that.
Okay, so you're going for the groups attacking the docks.
Yeah.
Give me a moment. All right. As I say, the ape, the mantis, and the centipede are going for the buildings. The spider and the eel are going for the trigger right now. Where do you want to position yourselves? You can drop into this battle pretty much anywhere because you're flying.
I think near the ships would be
Right,
nice.
yeah, so
I want
the
to be
spider and the
between
eel.
them and the ship.
Okay, so you're going to move between the trigger and the spider and the eel. I'm going to ask you to roll into initiative, please.
All right. Quick question. During the intervening time with the resurrection and everything, would we have had time for at least a short rest?
You have had a short rest, yes. So
Yep, okay.
if you want to quickly recover any hit points,
Yeah, I'm
go
going
for it.
Yes.
I'm going to get initiative. So I will get initiatives and describe the scene while you're rolling hit points. So,
Right.
Celestia, your initiative?
Natural 20, so 25.
Nice.
Thank you. That's relevant. Corzin?
21.
Cool. And Scamp.
19.
Oh, lots of high initiatives today.
Yeah. And I was rolling with disadvantage, so that's impressive.
Okay. Let's just make a note here.
Oh no, it's really long casting time.
And let's put them into the play as well. Okay. So you sail overhead in the darkness. Some glints amidst the orange glow from the flames. Up to you whether you want to land or float in the air. But you go over the top of the spider and the eel. In between them and the trigger. I'm going to say at the pace they were travelling, there's a 90 foot to the gangplank. Really, more like 50 feet to the edge of the trigger, where between between where the eel and the spider are.
Okay, so they're on like the pontoon at the moment. Or
Yeah, they're making their way along the
right.
pontoon, actually setting the pontoon on fire as they travel.
Right.
So yeah, they at the point where they are, I'm going to say that they are 50 feet from the edge of the trigger. You can place yourself any distance along there that you want to go. And we'll say that 200 feet away is where the ape mantis and centipede are breaking into buildings.
Basically, how many could I get in a destructive wave is my question. It's a 30-foot radius.
You could get the spider and the eel. Unless you went... Yeah, spider and the eel.
And they're the ones going for the ships.
They're
yeah?
the ones going for the ships.
I will go for
So you can do that as you're flying overhead if you want. Also.
I don't know, my instinct is
would
to get down,
recommend-
actually.
Get down. Okay, you can do that once you get
Yeah.
down. So you position yourself as the combat begins. So
I feel like I kind of jump off Corzin's back and
okay,
whack the guitar down on the floor.
okay. So you get within 30 feet of them
Yeah.
to do that. So you are 30 feet from them. Corzin and Scamp, where do you want to land, or do you want to fly?
I would. Oh yeah, because I can still fly. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go about 60 feet up from one of them and attempt to drop my last bomb in front of it on the pontoon with the intention of trying to buckle it so it falls into the water.
Ooh, nice choice. Do you want to go for the spider or the eel?
Which one is is first, if there is one, or are they walking abreast?
Eel.
Basically, whichever's closest to the
They're
eel
kind
is
of
first.
just about the eel. We'll say.
Righto then. Okay, so that is. It's just a dex save, but I'm not actually.
Yeah, you're hitting the
dropping it.
pontoon.
Yeah.
Just roll damage, and we'll see how much damage the pontoon takes.
Great. Okay, that is gonna be 3d6. Oh man. Okay, that's 5. I rolled 2 1s.
We all rolled really well on initiative. What did you get, Sam?
Yeah. So
Initiative, I got 21.
I will also ask you for that on your turn. Sorry, I'm actually asking about positioning.
I was going to say, because I got 25. I was
Yeah.
I am
Sorry.
so
really?
sorry.
I'm so sorry.
apologise.
I asked you.
That was me
This is
jumping
about
ahead.
positioning. So you've declared your action. You can do that on your turn
Yeah.
unless things change. Scamp, where do you want to position yourself?
Like behind Celestia, if she's the closest to
Cool.
the thing.
How far behind Celestia? Like right behind?
Yeah.
Cool. You're 35 feet from them. She is 30 feet from them. Okay. At that point, we come into initiative. Celestia is first.
For a start, I rolled with advantage because I'm drunk, and you said against fear is with advantage.
Yes.
So I've already rolled this. But you see, everything's fucking on fire. It's a problem. Like, everything is uncontrollably on fire. And it's real bad. So you see her drop down, look around, freeze for a split second, and then she just, like, shakes her head, and she's just so drunk that it bounces off, and she just goes, ah! And just, like, swings the guitar over her head, smacks the ground, and a big load of rainbow cracks just burst out. I'm gonna go for necrotic damage rather than radiant, because that feels like most opposite to fire.
Con saves?
Yeah.
Okay. Go for it.
Hang on, I just need to get all of the dice. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so first thunder damage.
Yep.
So that's 7, 10, 12 thunder.
Okay.
And 12, 18, 20, 21 necrotic.
So 33 total damage.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to check that. So that becomes... Oh, that's effective. With a shuddering blast through. 16, got it. The wave cracks through, shattering. The thunder cracks sections of the actual pier. of the pontoon as it goes by. Not enough to completely shatter it. The necrotic doesn't really seem to affect it much. But let's... so the eel seems to take the full force of the blast. The fire ripples and shudders and seems to weaken in places. Sections of it crackle and flare. The spider manages to avert the worst of it, only taking partial damage. So that one takes 16. Yeah. Anything else you want to do on your turn?
Yes. I just want to check something. Yeah, so basically, after I've smacked the guitar on the ground, I just like bang on my chest and just and you see another big flash of rainbow, and we're surrounded by people in the militia, right?
Yeah. They are, so the militia are back more towards the towards the street, but there are crew aboard the ship.
Anyone who is within 60 feet.
Got it.
11 temporary hit points, and they
Okay,
can
a
move.
bunch of militia and the ship, some of the ship's crew then.
Yeah.
Who are currently
also
panicking.
hopefully Corzin and Scamp, I'm hoping.
Yeah. Crew members with weapons are like gathering up and trying to fire at these at the flaming creatures with varying degrees of effect.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's and anyone who wants to move can, but you've kind
We'll use this to get into position.
use that.
Then does a tiny drunken stumble, then catches himself.
Okay. Next up, it's the elementals.
Oh, they roll well.
Yeah, you both have 11 temporary hit points, by the way.
Thank you.
Can
made a
I
note.
wait? If I can move, and now Celestia's done, I want to move in front of her.
It's not your turn.
No, it's
But
part of
the
the
mantle.
Oh yes, you
Yeah.
can. You totally can. Cool. So you move
Yeah,
in
you
front.
can
of
move and use up your action,
her.
but if
How
it's your
far?
turn next
How far
anyway.
in front do you want to move?
Just a couple of feet.
Okay, so you just basically move right in front. Got it. Okay, so we'll say you're 25. She's 30. What are the orders they've been given? Cool. The two creatures are going to stream past and attack. The first one to go run past, actually, springing over the eel is the spider, charging past. As it passes, it's going to take one attack against Celestia, given what you just did. So, that's not great. 13?
No.
Okay, you duck out of the way as it spears one flaming leg at you. Where it touches the pontoon, it bursts into little pots of flame. But it actually runs past, so I guess either of you can take an attack of opportunity.
She has
if you
another
wish.
little freezy moment as the
Yeah.
spider made of flame comes
Yes.
towards her, shockingly. Do I get an attack of opportunity?
Yes, yeah, melee attack. Any melee attack you can.
Fucking
I've used my reaction.
drunkenly swing my rapier at her.
True, yeah.
Oh, never use my rapier. Give me. Never use it. Where is it?
Dex
fuck
plus
is it?
proficiency.
No, Dex plus proficiency. Okay. That is. Oh God, how maths? How 21.
That hits. Roll damage, which is 1d8 plus your dex.
Love you. Thank you for just telling me that. I've never used my fucking sword. That is a 7.
Okay, you slash through. It seems to connect a little bit, but it's like cutting flame. There's a little bit of flame that bursts out of it, but
I feel like
it's
that's actually part of the reaction.
Yeah.
Like she starts and just gets the nearest weapon out and takes a swipe at it, and it actually hits somehow.
yeah. It does a bit of damage, but not as much as you might hope.
Yeah.
So that is resistance, as far as I can tell.
Yeah.
It then sails past the pair of you and just plants its legs straight into the hull of the trigger.
Ah, shit.
So let's roll damage for that.
Oh no.
So initial damage to the trigger. I'm going to call the stats for the trigger's whole here. So 12 multiplied by 2. So the trigger has currently taken 24 damage, and there is now a small fire. The crew will try and deal with that on their turn. Okay. At the same time, the eel slithers up and takes a bite, going going to say one at Scamp, one at Celestia. Both of which miss. You feel the crackling heat as it slithers up, and you
I
pull
hate
out
to
of the
say
way.
it again. I don't have mage armor up.
No, it really misses.
Okay. I just remembered. I feel I have to say every time because it's
No,
my
Did
own
you
damn
roll?
fault.
That was a natural 3.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it misses. So, yeah, and it doesn't hit Celestia's either. So both of you feel the blazing, searing heat as it bites at the pair of you, but manage to pull out of the way. Corzin, right now, from you're above, you're flying up above, 60 feet, kind of 60 feet above. The eel is next to Celestia and Scamp, but the spider is already at the trigger and, honestly, starting the process of climbing on board it.
Okay. If I drop the bomb, it's going to hit them as well, isn't it?
If you drop the bomb at where the eel is, it'll hit Celestia and Scamp.
Yeah.
If you drop it where the spider is,
if I
it'll
can
hit the
see
trigger.
that, there's no way I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm going to do instead then is I'm going to fly back towards the trigger.
Yep.
And Corzin is going to yell out at the spider that's climbing up the other side of the trigger and says, "This is not your ship!" And he's going to cast Banishment.
Oh,
That's so exciting.
oh, what is that?
I
Charisma
didn't
save?
even know you had that. That's so fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a charisma save. DC 16. What this essentially... Well, I'll narrate it if it works.
Okay, you scream it. Adjusted for charisma. That was a 0.
These things very charismatic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, what
happens?
Tell us how it looks.
Right,
I'm
so
fascinated.
the ambivalent octopus will shoot out, position itself behind it, kind of make a slashing motion in the air. There's a tiny little ripple in the air, and it's like the spider and everything that constitutes it is sucked through it, and it closes up behind it.
Okay, yeah. As it seals around, you just see it sucked away.
Now,
They're not from round here, are they?
they are from...
They aren't from around here. In fact, because they're not from around here,
If they're from another plane of existence, they don't come back.
completely vanish from your sight. I think you still need
I think
to
you
keep
got to
it.
concentrate for a minute.
You still got to concentrate
Yeah.
for a
Oh
minute.
yeah, I'm concentrating
Well,
on that. Oh, yeah.
It lasts if you do.
And
Yeah.
it just it sails away entirely. It just seems to. You watch as the flames just sink into
It's
a
like-
single point and vanish.
You get a little message from Celestia through your helmet. Holy fuck!
There's still another one. He'll turn
Sorry to
around.
see that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did everyone on the ship just see that as well?
Yeah. There's some looks of awe and shock from some of the crew. Others of the crew are desperately running and grabbing sand buckets.
Get the bow guns on that thing.
Anything else on your turn, Corzin?
Yeah, I'm just going to yell that. Get the bow guns on that thing.
Okay. They're going to turn the bow guns and try and get their... they're turning the swivel guns towards the eel. They will go on their turn.
Yep.
So, Scamp.
Right, am I still sort? I've got this thing right in front of me, haven't I?
Yep, there's a flame.
Lovely. I will cast Sustained Wind.
Oh, okay. Yep, so I'm just going to check the gust of wind rules, which this basically is, but with...
I've got the
Vegas.
rolls here.
Thank you.
It's a strength save. It puts out unprotected flames.
Oh,
I don't know what effect it would have on this. If
Well,
it-
anywhere it's touched, maybe.
they will put out the things on the
Yeah.
dog, but I don't know if would have any sort of weakening effect or damage or anything.
This is it's a creature of magical flame, so...
Yeah.
But this will, but the flames it's creating beneath it, that would make sense to go out. Okay, it makes the strength save. And you see it.
Boo. How
Struggling
closely
against.
does it make the strength save? Like,
Roll a d4.
could I bend fate?
Maybe. Roll a d4 if you want.
I do, sod it. -2.
Cool. It holds. It manages to hold back against it. However, I would like.
What did it roll? I'm really curious.
I would like
Can I
you
know?
to roll.
I was just asking what it rolled.
What's your?
I'm just curious.
That's an excellent question. First, could I ask you to roll a d20 for me, please?
Oh, 6.
Okay. With the -2, it became an 18.
Ah. That's depressingly close.
Boo.
So it's. However, the flames on the jetty all are blown out.
Oh, yeah, that's
You are
really
currently facing away from the ship, so the flames on the ship are still there.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I guess because it follows. I can't remember if it's an action to change the direction of this.
Bonus action.
Bonus action. So if you want to take a bonus action, I guess you could turn around.
I kind of want to hold this thing back if I can.
Yeah. Okay. You're pushing back against it, and yeah, it takes 2 feet of movement to move 1 foot while you're shoving it.
But I'm right in front of it, so how's that going to work?
Well, you could move backwards.
Yeah,
Although
I think I'm
then-
going to risk the attack of opportunity and
Okay.
move back
And yeah, it
and
would also.
try and keep Celestia out of the range.
Yeah, you're going to try and maneuver it so that you don't. Okay. It snaps its jaws at you, misses. Not rolling well with this eel. And you pedal backwards. You can get all the way to the ship if you want.
Pretty much, yeah, that would be good.
And just continue blowing at it. You see it struggling, the flames sealing back against it. Okay, that means it's time for something.
Ominous.
Okay. I need to check something in someone's arsenal.
Oh dear. Ooh, I am going to use a bonus action to get a few sorcery points back as well.
Okay. Oh yes, do. Okay. As the on the next turn, then. Yeah, that's what it would have to be, isn't it? Okay. Actually, that is it for them on this turn. The crew, however, do manage to get together, and okay, the ship takes an extra 12 points of damage as they struggle to put out the fire. They really flubbed their crew roll in that one.
Oh.
But the ship is nowhere near. Like, it's a small fire, and it is currently under control. They're just trying to put it out. Mm-hmm. So long as the eel or none of the others get there, it's not likely to be an issue. Top of the turn, Celestia. You are before the eel, which is struggling like against the winds.
How far away is the sea from the eel?
Literally either side of this like 10-foot wide jetty.
Okay, and I'm between the eel and the sea.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you can certainly easily maneuver yourself to be between the eel and the sea.
Yeah. So I still a little drunk, so it's a little stumbly. Celestia very slowly puts one hand up in the air, like eyes closed in the middle of all this chaos, just quite still. And as the hand goes up, you see a column of the sea come up, basically.
Oh, shit.
And I'm going to cast a major image, and I'm going to make it look like a snake
I'm going to have it come towards the other elemental so it looks like a really giant water elemental is what I'm going for, basically.
Yeah.
It's not, it's an illusion, but it fucking looks like one.
Okay.
And as it's a major image, it should be pretty fucking believable as well. I
Yeah.
also want to make it look cold, like I would like some ice spikes coming
it
out
is.
of it.
You like just being next to it, you can feel the heat radiating from the eel, and the heat and the cold, the chill, the dampness, the salt tang in the air of this water elemental.
Yeah.
Both right here, both seem as real as the other.
Yeah, Rainbow Spirit is shining out of the veins in her hands, and she's just kind of like eyes closed, still in the middle of the chaos, and just controlling it with her hand.
Okay. What do you have your illusion do? Is it just
I would
summon?
like it to really look like it's going for the other two elementals, or whichever is nearest, I guess.
the one
eel.
remaining elemental? One is currently banished.
I would like it to look like it's about, like, going to attack the eel, like it's, like, trying to intimidate it, it's threatening.
Okay.
Like, if it's like a cobra, it's, like, puffing up. You know?
Okay, yeah, it's just got a fucking serpent cobra. The eel seems to shudder, is already shuddering against the wind, but
Yeah. I just kind of make eye contact with it with this massive cobra behind me.
the two serpentine creatures just like at each other. It's an impressive sight.
I'm trying to scare it, basically.
Okay,
I don't know if you'll allow me to make an intimidation roll, or that's up to you as a ruling.
make an intimidation roll by all means, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, advantage on charisma. I'm drunk. But it's not my charisma, is it? Weird.
It's advantage on skill checks with charisma, but I guess it's a performance check from you, really.
So...
This is how well you play this thing.
Yeah. So is that advantage or no? 'Cause
Yes,
drunk.
advantage.
I mean, dude. Natural 20.
Okay, the creature
Nice.
It's like a 35.
shudders in terror. On its turn, which is next, unless you want to do anything else.
Nah,
You're
I'm
currently
gonna
still
hold.
near it. Okay. It takes a couple of disadvantage attacks at this creature it's terrified of. There's a natural 20 and a natural 1 on that. There's
Wow.
not really anyone else. It's not really anyone else it can do, so it kind of smacks its own head, trying to bite at it. Yeah, no, it flubs both attacks. This is having no luck. However, as this is happening, you appear to have drawn the attention of the others. So I'm going to say the ape is going to stay. Yeah, the ape stays on the careening through houses, cracking and smashing. But in the distance, the mantis and the centipede turn their attention. There's a flaming centipede and a flaming praying mantis start scrambling over. They're going to dash for this turn because they are actually a distance away. So I'm going to say they get to the end of the pontoon, so 50 feet away from the trigger at their turn, and they just dash. So they are now
Towards us.
into the fight.
Plus, you still one hand up in the air,
sustained
just does a
wind
little
is
drunken
100.
sway and just goes, well...
Oh, your sustained feet is wind is 120 feet, is it?
120 feet long. So if
Okay.
they're hitting that, they're gonna strength save.
True. Okay, good point.
Oh, the other one needs to also make a strength save or be pushed back. It's the beginning of its turn.
Beginning of its turn, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's check the strength on these things. So, what happens if a creature comes into the cone for the first time?
Each creature that starts its turn in line.
Okay, they didn't start their turn in the line.
Yeah, so I think maybe it's if there's in it next turn.
So the eel manages just about to hold fire again, but the two that are coming by, yeah, I guess they only get so they're now 100 feet away rather than 50 because of the cone of sustained wind. So I guess those are 100 feet away, and that's as far as they can get this round, dashing. Also, I'm going to say that it's not quite enough. It's enough to hit to get the edges of some of the flames on the buildings, but not enough to put them out. So you can see in the distance the flames are being annoyingly actually quite oxygenated by this.
Yeah.
yeah.
in the far distance, you can see the snake, gecko, bull, and so on heading up in the distance towards the battery as this carries on. Yeah, that's all of the summons can do this turn. Corzin, you continue to you are continuing to hold your concentration. What else do you want to do?
Concentration on that. I am going to come down to where Celestia is, I think.
Yes, by the eel.
But I will also take a moment to yell, like, cast off, get water between you and it!
Yes, okay. On their turn, the crew will try and get the ship moving.
Yeah. I will then zoom down, and I'm just checking if this is a bonus action. Yep, okay. I am going to designate the eel with my Slayer's Prey.
That one's not concentration, is it?
It is not.
Cool.
Lovely.
Okay, you focus. Corzin, roll a d20 for me.
Okay. 9.
Okay. Okay. You focus your attention on that creature.
Okay.
Go for it. What do you want to do?
Right. Then I am going to unload with the pistol.
Okay.
So
roll your
2
attacks.
shots. Right, that's 21 to hit.
Hits.
Okay, I'll roll this one first. That is a 12 percussive with a further 2 for the Slayer's Prey. And then second shot, click, boom. That's a 24 to hit.
Yes. A pair of shots land, flickering and billowing the flame as the eel slithers side to side.
For 11. Wait, no, sorry. 13 percussive damage.
Nice. It's starting to look a little ragged around the edges. Okay, I think that's your turn, Corzin.
Yep, that is my turn. Maintaining
Scamp.
concentration.
You are next.
Ugh. So all three of them are caught in the wind.
Yep.
And the ship's still on fire?
Only a little bit. The crew it's a small fire, and the crew.
It's only a little bit on fire.
The crew are
on fire.
the crew are currently dealing with it, but time spent dealing with the fire is time not spent getting the ship leaving.
Or using the swivel guns.
Or using the swivel guns.
Would frostbite work on it? Would that put out any of the fire?
Yes, I've got house ruling for that, so it depends on how much damage you do.
Okay, I'll do a frostbite to try and
just roll
help
damage.
put out some fire. What was that? 11.
That's enough. As you focus and snap your hand, the flames wink out, and just a thin layer of rime covers the edge of the ship where the burnt sections are. That frees up their focus. Anything else you want to do, Scamp?
No, I need my bonus action.
Fair.
Okay, you continue.
I'm gonna hold on. Yeah, nothing useful I can do.
Cool. Now it happens.
Yeah, they're all in. Oh,
What does
no.
that mean?
You hear,
Oh, yeah.
and you look, and you
God.
see you just make out the flaring thin ball of light arcing over from the far side of the river, directly towards Corzin, which is also where Scamp within 20 feet of Scamp.
Within 20 feet of
Yeah.
both of us, isn't it?
Yeah, that's gonna not within you, not within 20 feet of you. Not within
Okay,
20 feet of
cool.
you. You're 30 feet away from them. But, yeah, close enough to hit Scamp, Corzin, and also a bit of that ship.
I just put it out.
The siege fireball connects. Everyone except Celestia roll the dex save.
5.
14.
Okay. Yeah, that
Oh,
doesn't
I'm in
have
trouble.
much
Don't
effect.
forget your temporary hit points.
Don't forget
You
your
might
temporary hit
need
points.
them.
You're going to need them.
Yep.
Oh, yes.
So this is easier to roll on my phone.
Okay.
God.
Sorry, I remembered. Yeah, the siege fireballs
It's a
are be
lot of
nasty.
damage.
It appears that you have the attention of. Let's see. of the Evoker Brigade, the Bear Paws. So
We really need to kill them.
I did say no. It's, yeah, no. He wouldn't have time to say that. No.
yeah, you might go as far as I did.
Actually, probably what he would more like was, "Oh, come on!"
Yeah, you drew their attention. So that is that many. So not both of you rolled below the save. So you take 56 fire damage, halved to 28 for Scamp, doubled to 112 for the ship.
Oh shit!
The ship does, in fairness, have over 1,000 hit points, but there's now a serious fire going on.
Okay.
So its total damage has now gone to 148 and serious fire. And also, Corzin,
Yep.
roll against DC 28 for your concentration save. Scamp
shit.
DC 14.
I made it to
28.
19.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think literally only a natural 20 may do that.
Can't. Yeah. No.
Okay.
That's
As you are blasted down onto
it's a
the
17.
ship.
It wasn't bad, but
Not
fuck.
bad, but you got siege fireballed.
Yeah.
As you are smacked onto the ship, your skin roasting, you feel your attention slip. The octopus, which has been like holding tight onto a point in space, comes undone, and the spider re-emerges on the ship. Spider's back in the game,
Damn it.
and is now pretty much next to Corzin and Scamp. It takes
Wait,
no
I'd
action.
gone down to where Celestia is.
Oh, you've gone down with Celestia is?
Yeah.
That puts you out of the range of it.
In which case, it was aiming for Corzin then. So in which case, Scamp, heal back 28 hit points. Celestia, roll a
shit.
dex save.
Yeah. Sorry, I had moved to get to.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
So dex save.
Yeah.
That's actually quite good. Hang on, I've forgotten my own dex. 1 minute. I'm at disadvantage because I'm drunk.
Yeah. Although honestly, they would have tried to position this to hit some of the ship as well.
What are we saying?
It's a
Can't
20
hit
foot.
both,
It's 20
they're
foot.
far enough, too far away.
Yeah, too far away. It's got to be one or the other. In which case, nope, the ship's fine, but you get hit. Sorry, what was your result, Celestia?
I've got disadvantage because I'm drunk, so just
Yep.
give me a minute. Oh, it's fine. So that's a 26.
Cool. Then you take 28 fire damage.
Okay, let's do it.
The trigger doesn't get to take.
I'm gonna roll someone else though.
Doesn't
because
take 112
a
fire
large
damage.
Amount of fire. Yeah, she freezes up like real bad for a minute there. I mean, actually,
Yeah.
doesn't freeze up because she's on fire. Full on, like drops to her knees and freaks out
Yeah.
for a few seconds.
You drop to your knees and into the water as this destroys the pontoon. The eel also hits the water and immediately winks out of existence.
Yeah.
Corzin and Celestia both roll a d20.
Okay.
The spider reappears next to Scamp.
14.
Oh, good. Hello.
Also, what DC am I rolling for my concentration check?
14.
Okay. What is a concentration check?
Constitution save.
Con save.
So disadvantage because drunk.
Not
or-
disadvantage. The one thing that you don't.
Okay, my con save was a 12. So I think it's gone.
No, it's against 14. The water
Drops
elemental
down. Yeah.
smashes to the ground. Doesn't matter. The eel also hits the ground.
Yeah,
so you
my
got...
random d20 you asked for was 10.
Yeah, and Corzin's?
That was 14. On the D20.
Corzin,
Yep.
what is your intelligence score?
My intelligence score is 12.
Cool, thank you. Okay, yeah, the pontoon explodes. On the bright side, the trigger is pretty safe from further elementals getting to it now that there's a huge thing of water in the way. But the spider is also on the trigger now.
Fuck. Okay.
which is where it got to before it was banished. Celestia and Corzin both drop into the water, which on the bright side puts out the flames,
Yay.
but
Yeah.
not the burns you've already received. Sorry,
So none of my guns work now.
yeah, and also none of your guns work now. So that is the end of the Bear Paw's turn,
Ugh, I hate them.
as the
Wow.
Evoker battery went on that round. The crew are probably going to turn the deck gun on that giant spider now.
Good idea.
Yeah. Okay, that hits. Just roll damage to this damn thing. Okay, they do strike dead on, dealing a respectable 16 points of damage to it. The shot actually goes through through the spider and out the other side. The spider wobbles for a few moments before recouping its focus. Okay, so the spider also is starting to look pretty wobbly now. Not on the verge of destroying, but it's kind of having trouble holding itself together. Right. That's Celestia's turn. Celestia, you're in the water.
Oh,
There is now no pontoon 20 feet either side of you. And you're treading water with Corzin.
okay. Oh god. And there's a fire elemental on that ship over there.
On the ship over there.
burning it quite a lot.
Yep.
Oh. God, I'm trying to think what would be most. I just want to get it off the ship, really. So. You know, I think I'm gonna like panic move because I was just like, oh god, this needs to get off the ship, and I think I'm gonna do a major image. So again, she raises her hand back up, and this time the water goes with her again, but it's just a big tidal wave. That looks like it's going to come over the ship and get the spider.
Okay. Let me just roll a check for that. Okay, the spider sort of instinctively tries to duck out of the way of the flames, but of the water, but can't do much until its turn. Certainly seems taken in by it, though.
Yeah, I want to scare it. That's the idea.
Okay. Anything else in your turn?
Just a little wee healing word on myself. Just a little one.
Okay. Check something. Okay. The spider, on its turn,
Healing word.
is going to continue following its last given command. You can see a number of like militia fighting this, firing shots at the spider, at the ape still going at the buildings or the mantis or centipede. Some are like staring in shock at what's going on over there. The crew have started getting the trigger to get out of the ship, out of what remains of the pontoon at least. But the spider is just going to stop. Mind you.
No sign of running away with the big tire.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. Well, it's a little afraid, but it depends on what the instructions it's given are.
I mean, I want it to look like it's gonna.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to do that. Okay, no, you're right. That would be a very threat to it, so that changes what it was going to do. All right.
I can
No.
roll for how successful
No,
it is
that's
if you
fine.
want.
It beelines its way towards the ship's hold instead. Streaking, running across the top of the deck to the sort of. There's normally like a big cargo hatch in the center, and of course, getting below decks would protect it from the tidal wave. So, it scrambles 30 feet to that.
Oh, do I get an attack of opportunity? Have I used my reaction this turn?
Yes, you
think I
can.
have.
You don't. You haven't used it.
No, you haven't.
No.
Okay, what can I do? What can I do? Nothing that can stop it moving. It's got to be a melee spell, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Does it have to be? You can use Warcaster. You can. Blah 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 blah. Cast a spell. Oh, it doesn't have to be a melee.
Okay.
I just want to do lots of damage. What can I do that's going to do the most damage? Not much. I will do a Eldritch Blast at it as it scuttles away.
Okay. Roll your attacks.
Is it still in melee, so it's disadvantage?
Yes.
17 to hit.
Hits.
14 to hit.
Hits.
Another 14 to hit.
Hits. Roll thy damages.
18 force damage.
Okay. Nicely done. The bolts of pink... Is it pink energy?
Yeah.
Drive into it, destabilizing its form as it flickers and crackles at the edges. It breaks away from you and gets to the central gate. I'm just thinking, it's smart enough to not need to necessarily smash this, but literally touching something is enough to set it on fire. So, yeah, none of you have done melee attacks against these things yet.
No.
Yet.
Oh, I did a jab with my rapier as an
You
opportunity
didn't
a
hit.
while ago. No, I didn't.
You didn't hit. There's an effect if you hit.
Hang on, I did hit.
Did
You
you?
did hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did, because you
I
did
rolled damage.
7 damage to it.
Oh, okay. Well, we will forget the fact that was supposed to set you on fire.
Okay. I'm in the water anyway.
You're on the
I got
water, we're
set
gonna put
on
you out
fire
by
not
now.
that long
Yeah.
afterwards.
So it grabs hold of the crisscrossed sort of the cargo hatch and lifts it up with its legs, burning the hatch as it does so, doing some damage, and consequently also setting it on fire, causing another fire, and dealing a cheerful 22 another 28 points of damage to this thing, and starting another small fire, and then gets underneath into the deck below with what's left of its movement, moving out of immediate sight. It wants to be hidden from that flood wave. So 28 damage more. 44. Cool. Alright. As that's happening, out of those flames that have appeared, threads spin together from fire and form into
No.
the eel elemental. Corzin and Celestia both roll a d10.
D10, okay.
Sorry, d20.
Oh, D20, right. Natural 1, but lucky.
Go for it.
14.
11.
Your intelligence score is +4.
Yes.
Yeah, it is with the eye. Mm-hmm. You've seen an elemental summoned before, and a spirit is usually trapped in the threads when it is. You see no spirit snared in the threads that form the eel elemental.
Oh, so this could be a spell, maybe? Like a wizard spell?
Maybe. No, you saw what's her face try to Mildred Millhill try to form one. Scamp then counterspelled it at ludicrous range. But you saw it being created,
Okay.
and that was a wizard spell.
Weird.
Yeah, there is a weirdness here.
Yeah. She
Something.
notices this and then clicks out and
Yeah.
freezes because fire threads.
Yeah.
Like she's in the water, but like her eyes just go blank for like
Yeah.
good few seconds.
Just goes. Okay.
Been kind of struggling to remain present for the whole thing.
That's probably not surprising.
Yeah.
Okay, the ape and the mantis, seeing the giant space, are instead going to... Sorry, the ape is going to continue blowing up buildings. The mantis and the centipede are going to return to destroying buildings instead. Actually, no, better than that. They're going to move 100 feet.
They've got to make a strength save.
Oh, they do. They're now in the range. Okay. One of them barely makes it. If you get is barely about to make it. If you want to bend any fate on this, they rolled a natural 20 and an 18. So they managed to struggle against the wind, but actually leave your cone on purpose, and instead dash their way along the pier to try and get to the next ship along, abandoning their attack on the trigger.
Which ship is that?
That would be... that is actually... that is the Maria. So now they're after the Maria instead. The Maria is like 200 feet away, though, so it's going to take them another turn to even get there. To the pontoon it's at, but they are like racing along, leaving the ape to conduct its fire. You see a couple of soldiers like running after them, trying to fire ineffectually at them. Corzin.
All right. Can Corzin still fly?
No. Scamp dropped
right.
it when they started sustained wind.
All right. Corzin is going to attempt to get out the water, and if it looks like she's having trouble, help Celestia out of the water as well.
Okay. Swimming. Make an athletics check to swim, and try if you want to swim at full movement speed.
Yep. That's a 21.
Cool. Do you want to get to the pontoon or the boat or the ship? They're equal distance.
The ship.
Okay. You grab Celestia, swim, and pull her up.
Come on, we're getting out of here.
She'll like mechanically follow you, but she's super like
out of it.
Yeah.
He's like an outboard motor.
Yeah. You see the aboard the center of the. You scramble up onto the ship, next to Scamp, and you can see the eel is like floating around. Is like standing up, rearing up next to the flaming the flaming hatch, but the spider has already gone underneath.
Okay. And that's all of my movement?
That's all of your movement as a normal move, yeah.
Right, okay. If I can still attack, I'm going to try and put a bullet through the eel.
With what weapons? Your weapons
Oh, actually,
are soaked.
no, you're right. Yeah, they're soaked. I can't get into melee. That's about as much as I can do.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait,
you could dash as an action if you wanted, but...
Hang on.
Oh.
I have a sling.
You have a sling!
Yay, slings!
Oh.
Okay.
Roll attack.
Right.
Oh, classic halfling weapons.
I just have this image of him like looking disappointedly at his guns.
All of your massive guns that
sling out.
pulling a sling out of the back pocket.
Well, believe it or not, that's a 29 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Roll damage. Roll sling damage.
Okay, so this is actually going to be bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
That's 7 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yep, that smacks into the eel. It shudders for a moment.
Do I get a second attack?
Yeah, it's part of your multi-attack as a ranger.
Yeah.
You get a second
right.
one.
Doing it. Oh, that's cocked. Okay, 18?
Yeah, that hits. Roll damage.
Okay.
These things aren't necessarily hard to hit, they're just sacks of hit
Alright,
points.
question
and
actually.
death.
Because I had Slayer's Prey against this, will I also be rolling that as well, or is this functionally speaking a different entity?
Ooh, roll a d20.
6.
As far as you can tell, this is a different entity. Slayer's Prey isn't focusing on it.
Oh, alright. We'll come back to this, but I'll roll to hit for the second attack then. Oh wait, no, that was an 18. That did hit, right?
Yeah.
Damage. That's 10 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Wisps of flame blast out of it as it's struck.
Oh, been a while.
Okay, I think that's the end of Corzin's go. Scamp.
Yep.
Roar! So this thing's gone under, the other one's gone down.
Yeah, so one is on the flaming hatch, the other has gone underneath the flaming hatch, to the level below.
How far away from the water is the one that's above still?
Hold up. I know this because the average ship is 36 feet wide, so arguably it's 15 feet from the edge.
Lovely. I'd like to put the wind so that if it starts its turn in it and fails, it will go over the edge of the boat.
Okay, you're gonna have to run to
Nice.
one side of it, like so that
I
it's
can
pushed
do that.
towards the opposite side. Otherwise, you could go lengthways. Okay. Wind blows at it. Anything else?
Yeah, I will chuck another Eldritch Blast, because might as well do some damage. And hopefully I'm putting out some fires here as well. The lowest was a 12 to hit, the highest a 28. Does a 12 hit?
12 doesn't.
15 does, though, right?
Yep.
Right, it's a 2 hit. Ugh. 10 damage.
Sections of it blast away, but it's still pretty strong. Okay, on its turn, I'll have to deal with that. How much of a priority are they making this? No, that's dismissed it. That's on board. They're under orders to be conservative with their uses here. Yeah. And that's potentially a waste if they can solve that in time. Okay. Nothing from the evoker battery this turn. They're going to hold action. The crew are trying to get the trigger out of shop, but one of them screams, "Fuck! The powder stores!"
Oh, God.
They
Yeah,
point
that's
down
what
to
I
the
was
deck
thinking.
below.
Oh, dear.
Celestia.
Okay, I have a very cheeky question.
Yes.
Feel free to say no. I saw when this fire elemental was conjured
Yes.
that it was just threads and no spirit.
Yeah.
I would really love to roll a check to see if I have any idea who is conjuring it. Like, did I see anyone doing anything nearby?
Roll an Arcana check.
Is that allowed?
Yes, it totally is allowed.
How much of my action is that if I do it? Genuine question.
Bonus.
Okay, cool.
Because this is game relevant.
I
It's
didn't know if I
bonus.
was willing to spend an action on it or not, but it would have affected my decision at least. Oh, that's not bad at all. That's 21.
When Mildred summoned an elemental like this, it was within 30 feet of her.
Okay.
The only people within 30 feet of it right now are you and the crew.
But we know that they can do spells at range if they're...
Some spells, but some spells potentially, yes. But it seems like, from what you've seen, that spells that are like launched or stretch out from a point of origin, perhaps. You're unsure whether a single summoning like this could be done. But combined with other things,
Is there any inkling of anyone doing anything nearby? Is what I
with
was
a 21,
asking.
with a 21, I need you to roll.
Would I have seen anything with my passive perception if there were someone invisible?
I would tell you if you see someone invisible. You have
Okay.
not. But yes, I'm keeping aware for that. I want you to make an investigation check, please.
Okay.
Well, no. Technically speaking, that would be an action if you wanted to focus in. But something is off about this.
I mean, it's kind of what I was asking to do when I asked to see where it was coming from.
Yeah.
Like that. I wasn't really asking how it was put together. I was asking if I could see a source of it.
You cannot see a source of it. In fact, that's the thing. Unless someone on board this ship is making it, this shouldn't be castable from this range.
Okay.
It has to be being cast on the ship, or it's not that spell. Someone from the shore.
Suspicions out of character, but
I think I am going to do an investigation, actually.
Roll an investigation check.
I feel like she's a little out of it anyway, and she's just like looking around confused. That will be with disadvantage because drunk
unfortunately,
quotes
it's
it.
drunk.
It's not awful. That's a 17.
Fucker. This is an illusion. Someone's done what you did with the water elemental.
Which one's this?
The eel one isn't real. Now that you look at it, you see the small ways that the fire isn't quite burning exactly right. 30 feet.
Did the fire go out?
120. So the fire around. Sorry, yes, the fires on the cargo hatch went out. Sorry, but you see the ways that the fire on the flame. Okay, so it doesn't. Yeah, it's been affected, but it's been affected by the wind slightly out of sync, like someone is having to keep up with it. You know, because you can cast this spell. 30 feet. No one's within 30 feet who could reasonably summon this creature. But the shore is well within 120. And there are a lot of people on the shore.
Okay, there are loads.
Yeah.
How far is the eel from me?
20 feet?
Okay, I've still got movement, haven't I? I want to go up to it and stick my hand in it. Be like, it's not real! Just for, like, everyone to see. It's an illusion!
You roll up. It tries to wriggle out of the way, and you just sort of hug your hands through it and pass through them.
Yeah.
And, just seeing Celestia shove her hand into this flaming creature, and for a moment you look and you see her hand seem to burn, and then, no, she's not reacting. It's a fucking illusion.
It's fine!
damn it!
Oh well, I couldn't get downstairs anyway this time. Fine.
This one's an illusion.
Oh yeah,
the other one.
No, none of the other ones are. Yeah.
So
I mean, some of them might be, but like, yeah.
Speaking of which,
also, I mean, if it was me doing the spell, which is a reasonably rare spell, I could only do one. Yeah.
Yeah, you could only do one at a time because it has to fit within 20 feet. You can move that 20-foot square around.
Oh, as much as I like.
As much as you like, which is what's happening, you realise.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, this is definitely a major illusion. So, speaking of which, down below receives new orders. You hear some shouts, some screams, and...
Oh, God.
More damage is dealt. A powder room is reached.
Oh, shit.
The ship hasn't exploded yet. Not this round. Corzin.
Fuck, if I can hear that the powder room is hissing, I am going to yell to everyone, "Everyone abandon ship!"
Yeah, it's time.
That's fair. Okay, anything else you want to do?
Oh, fuck. That. Would I have any real clue as to what the layout of this ship is?
Yep, pretty standard design.
It's a fourth rate?
Standard fifth rate merchant. It's very similar design to your own ship. There's a standardized plan for these. You know, you could get within sight of, from where you are, you could get within sight of the powder room within 25 feet of movement, just straight down the hatch, which has been burned open. It would take 50 feet to, maybe 50 feet-ish to reach it. But again, you could be within sight within 25 feet, and 50 feet to reach it.
Alright, Corzin is going to slap himself on the chest and cast Protection from Evil and Good.
Okay.
And is going to...
The fish spirits form like armour around you.
Yeah, down the hatch. This means that elementals, amongst other things, have disadvantage to hit me.
Woo! Okay. Yep.
I'm going to down the hatch, see what I see first.
You drop down the hatch. You see at the end of this another 20 feet of corridor, there a door has been burned open, and the spider is just trying to stab its legs through as many of the powder kegs as it can manage. Thus far, it has broken open a barrel, and the edge of the powder is hissing, but it's not yet managed. There are a couple of small fires, but it's not yet hit the main stack. However, within a round it could.
I'm going to yell at it, "Come on, you fiery son of a bitch, come at me!"
Okay. Anything else?
Anything I can possibly do, given all of that will
within
put
20
out at whatever it's set on fire already. I don't think so, but I'm asking.
I'm not sure I can think of anything off the top of my head, unless you have a way to get yourself 20 feet closer, or be carried 20 feet closer, or pushed 20 feet closer in some way.
I might be able to help with that.
If you want to hold your action, you can.
Yeah, I will hold my action if that's
Is
if that's
the
possible.
spell you cast a spell? Was that bonus action one?
The protection from evil and good is a full action, but
So you don't have an action.
You don't have
to
an
hold at the
attack.
moment.
yeah, I don't have an attack. It's just literally a case of if I could interpose myself, even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say that potentially if you can get shoved in there, I can let you interpose yourself.
Yeah.
Try and present another threat. Okay.
Because I mean, does it react to me yelling at it at all?
It seems pretty single-focused. It has got a job to do, and it's trying to do it.
Fair enough.
Scamp.
Have to try.
I will go down there.
Yeah, you are not far from it. It's like 15 feet of movement to get down to where Corzin is.
And change the direction of the wind.
Okay,
And
so
put
first,
out all the fire.
yeah, first of all, you put out all the fires.
And I will push Corzin if he fails the strength save.
You can willingly fail your strength save and are shoved
Yes.
15 feet forwards towards it.
It's like a halfling kite.
Aww.
You just spread out your arms.
Oh no, where's Jeffrey?
Roll a d20.
Oh, God.
3.
You have no fucking idea where Jeffrey is.
Oh no,
Oh,
Jeffrey!
shit.
We'll get back to that.
Let's hope he's pooing in my bag, but I doubt it with a 3.
Okay. So, yeah. That's, anything else, Scamp?
Oh, I have an action.
Ooh, yes, you do.
That was my bonus action, and I didn't need any more moving.
Yeah, you are, with the total movement you can get 10 feet from the creature, also.
I don't really want to get that close.
Cool, yeah, then you're
Because I'm just
25 feet away.
I'll just Eldritch Blast it again.
Go for it.
Lowest was a 15.
All hit.
Eight. On 3d10, I got an 8.
That is bullshit.
Some strikes blast into the spider and
I would like to complain.
pull its attention a little bit, but not a
Who
lot.
can I make a complaint to?
I was going to say speak to the manager of D&D, so I guess that's Jason right now.
Yeah.
RN Jesus? Okay. The evokers have not received more orders. They are busy doing... Actually, no. Celestia, you see... And further up the pier, another fireball
Balls.
hits something else. Just some other knot of resistance happening. But that seems to be the edge of its range. The crew leap overboard.
Fair.
Celestia. You've seen Scamp and Corzin both jump into the hole. You are actually at the hole at this point. You're sticking your hand through the illusory eel,
Yeah.
which
Just
is like
imagine you had like 6 seconds where Corzin shouts, abandon ship. You're like, yes, good plan. And then he runs towards the problem. Like, no.
What's wrong with you?
No. You just said so. No.
Mm-hmm. Do I have any idea how far away this mage battery actually is?
Roll an intelligence check, just for free.
Oh, this drunk. 1.
Other side of the river, so like at least 300, 400 feet away.
And I'm not sure
They're
exactly
in
where.
Kion.
Sorry?
I'm not sure exactly where either.
You didn't see the origin point exactly. Yeah. It's dark on the other side.
No, that's fair. That idea is dead then. What is the, what can I currently see? There's a lot happening. I need help.
You can actually peer down and see Scamp causing wind below. Corzin has been blown forward, and you can hear the sound of, smashing from, presumably, the powder room.
Are there still two things heading for another ship?
They are, yes. Those two things are continuing to make their way towards another ship, and it is in fact there that the artillery blast hit.
I don't feel there's a lot I can do for the ship that Scamp and Corzin are on, probably. Mind you, I haven't really taken damage, have I, since I put up that major image?
Not really.
So it's technically still there.
Still there. Yeah, you've still got the apparent control water spell going on.
Yeah. And the spirit that is going for the powder stores is still in there, isn't it?
Yep.
I want to make it look like the apparent water elemental is going through the window and into the ship. I want to scare it out of the ship, basically, is what I'm going for.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
It's not going to get to move far.
No, it's
this
true.
wind is stopping it moving.
Yeah, you can move it to any other spot in range, so that's fine. Okay. The water elemental floods down the passage. Scamp and Corzin, you both feel cold wetness pass over and around you. There's a moment where you almost
No, that's not quite what I wanted.
Okay.
I want to scare it out of the ship, so I want to go in through
okay.
the
You come
window and go up and out
through a porthole. Then you see the serpent, the elemental serpent, come through. I guess it's going to try and go for the spider spirit.
Yeah, I want it to look like it's coming out away from the powder stores and scaring it away.
True, and I guess that would create a barrier between it, so it's probably going to attack that, which it does on its turn. So it's going to make 2 fruitless attacks, one of which would hit. So it gets an intelligence check to realize whether this thing is happening. This thing is not terribly intelligent. It's really not very intelligent. It lands a hit that should have worked, but it just sort of sizzles, and you hear a sort of from it in frustration. Okay, it appears to be it is for the moment still distracted by the water elemental instead of going for the powder cores, which
basically the object.
Which to it now appear to be sodden. Corzin.
I think I'm done. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. So, are there any? There's no actual fires around me at the moment. Is there?
And you're being blown forwards by wind.
All right. If I'm within melee range of it, then I'm going to get hacky and slashy.
Yeah, you just leap forwards, buoyed by the wind, and go for it.
Yep. Okay. So first one was Riptide. That is so 27.
Okay. Hits.
For 7 slashing damage.
Okay, does do full damage.
Is 27 again. So this was with death.
Yep.
That is that's 11 slashing damage.
Okay, 18 total.
And I've still got a bonus action left,
yep.
So With Riptide again, that is a 23. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. For a further 10 slashing.
Okay, 28 total damage. Okay, so that means it's at 3. Okay, it is as you
Don't
slash
you turn
into
your
it,
back on me!
one of the legs just comes off, crumbling, and just there's incoherent fire bursting out of it instead. There are rents in it where the flame is barely keeping together into coherent form. This thing looks like it could collapse any moment.
That is one of us in a melee attack. I'm sorry, but you said to say
Yep,
when
thank
that
you.
happened.
That's 3 successful melee attacks on it. So, you
But
take some damage.
You won't stay on fire though, because it'll go out.
Yeah, wind.
In the
True. You are not. You do not remain on fire, but you do still take the fire damage
Fair, okay.
from
What we're talking.
contacting it. So you fucking hell. You take 27 points of flame.
Jesus, okay.
Ow.
That was 2 10s and a 7.
Fuck me.
Yikes.
2,
Ooh.
7.
Yeah. So yeah, you
Right.
are then immediately put out of fire.
Good.
But
Good.
the heat just travels up Ripsaw and Death and burns your hands. You feel your palms scald. as you hold them.
27, okay.
You up?
Yeah, Corzin is looking pretty bad, but he's still up.
Yep. Anything else, Corzin? Actually, I think that's all you can do.
Yeah, that's all I can do this round.
Scamp.
I will. I'll just do some more Eldritch Blasts at the damn thing.
Go for it.
Because I'm not going to chuck firebolts at it. One of them's a 1. This is the problem with rolling this many dice. Eventually you get a 1.
Yeah.
Cool. Roll damage for Corzin.
7.
You basically get punched in the back for 7 damage.
Oh, I take 7 damage.
The other 2 were 15 and something
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Roll damage.
Okay.
16.
Finish it.
Ah!
Yes.
Because it's force damage, I just want to sort of squash it until the fire is thin enough that it just flickers out in the wind.
Okay. The first blast pins it against the back. The second smacks Corzin. The third, as it's struggling, smacks it against the... pins it to the wall, and as the wind is blowing against it, the form starts crumbling, breaking apart, until it just collapses into a flurry of flames that immediately extinguish. Corzin and Celestia, you see a spirit break free in the form of a ghostly sort of spider and immediately sail off into the distance, fleeing. The powder stores are saved.
That was very, very close.
The ship has taken some damage, but not as much as we thought it was going to take, because Corzin didn't stay on the ship. And as you scramble up, you hear the sounds of distant fighting. However, you are not the only ones fighting. The concurrent rounds of musket fire have managed to have built up. And you watch in the distance as the ape, which has been reaving its way through buildings, unstable, breaking apart the seams, finally takes a shot which causes it to just shatter. Again, a ghostly image to you, Corzin Celestia, of a iridescent ape spreads its arms, beats its chest, and collapses and vanishes into the air. The same with the mantis. The centipede seems to break as well, but there's no spirit. That one was an illusion.
Oh.
And there are ragged cheers from the defenders, but the damage has been great. The ragged cheers almost immediately give way to people trying to set up bucket chains, doing anything.
I've still got some time on this spell.
Yeah,
If we're not in combat, I'm going to
Yeah.
take the wind everywhere.
You
Also, if we're
scram-
not
I've
in
got
combat,
4 hours of it if I want to.
Oh yeah.
I can extinguish a fair amount of small fires
Okay.
with prestidigitation.
With the pair of you assisting, scrambling out, you get to the shore and just You are able to resolve a lot of the damage.
I do want to keep an eye out for if I can see the mage battery at all.
Roll a
Like that
perception.
battalion.
Roll a perception check.
I think I'd be looking for this as well, actually.
Both of you can.
Right.
May I join in?
Yes.
It's with disadvantage
2.
because I'm drunk, but
Disadvantage
One.
because I'm still tired. Oh shit, am I at half movement still?
Okay.
Oh balls, I forgot I'm at half movement.
Okay,
Oh,
so that's a 27.
What are you looking for, and where are you looking, Corzin?
I am looking. I think if it's our best guess that they've been coming from the other side of the river, I'm looking for any origin points of any of the fireballs that have been coming over. Any lights, any.
You're actually able to make them out. Yes, there are a series of warehouses and dock buildings on the far side. They come from around the same area, but you notice from the last few artillery strikes that are launched, they move. This is the battery is clearly firing, moving, firing. There's
So
also
they can't return fire.
yeah. There's also gaps between. There's also gaps usually of at least 20 seconds, at least maybe up to 2 to 3 rounds between firing.
Well, it's travelling time.
Yeah, they're not.
That makes
They're
sense.
not. They're not just staying in one place and launching constant attacks.
much more intelligent.
But they're always
yeah.
from one single point. There don't appear to be multiple batteries launching from that end.
There is just one very well organised battery.
There are other fires from the north end of the city, however, and there is one particularly disastrous moment as you're trying to extinguish flames when you hear a loud from the northern end.
Oh, bugger.
What was that? Fuck.
Oh, did we pick the wrong thing to defend?
Maybe we did. We should go and help.
I didn't think they'd get through.
They were better
Let's
defended
go.
than here. Come on.
You scramble up. By the time you get there, unless you're flying,
No, I need the spell.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep putting... I'll put out fires all
you put
the
out
way.
fires as you go, and there are a number of small fires along the way. The fire elementals hit everything they could.
So it's bonus action so I can dash at the same time.
You can see that the creature, that the flame. By the time you arrive there, the battle for the most part has gone, but you hear screams and shouts. There were redcoats! I saw a battalion of redcoats coming right up.
No, it's an illusion.
Yeah, you see there are bodies on the ground outside the battery that appear to be militia shot from the battery.
Oh shit!
It's an illusion.
Yeah, we figured that out.
Okay.
It looks as though one side of the battery there is smoke rising from it, and as you scramble up, the fighting itself seems to have stopped for now. But a soot-stained, slightly bleeding Alton Apple Blossom, leading his platoon, catch sight of you.
Alton, what happened?
Bastards came up for the battery. We did a good job of fighting them up, but what we thought was 2 fucking regiments of redcoats had managed to smuggle themselves on the island. There's an illusionist battery called the Masquerade.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Bastards.
We managed to fight them off for now, but one of those bastards managed to get into some of the powder, the magazine here. It's distributed, but we've lost some serious supplies from this attack.
Or is the area secure?
Yeah, we secured it for now, best as we can. Looks like they, as far as we can tell, they don't seem to have the resources for another attack tonight. But we're on high
hunker down,
alert.
shore up your defences as best you can, and we'll try and figure out how we can salvage something from this mess.
Aye. I hope that whatever mission you were on tonight went better than ours did.
Decently, actually.
Wavy hand gesture.
All right,
I think it went well.
get some rest.
Yeah.
If you want us, we've got some. We're going to be. Actually, you know what? If you got the spells, could you use your help with some triage?
I'm on it.
Yeah, I've got my magic
I've got a
stick.
bit.
I've got 4 level 3 slots left.
Yeah,
No, sorry, 3 level 3 slots left.
Kind of casually turn to Corzin. You're going to have to tell me what to do. I'm not with it.
All right, come on. I'll give you the rundown.
Just point me to who needs it.
Absolutely.
What I've got.
As the dim light of pre-dawn filters over the horizon, the little bits of golden glow left as fires are being put out, reflecting over the clouds above. You have a long, long dawn, doing what you can. And when eventually you've given all the aid you can, you drop exhausted into the cots that you can find.
I get even drunker. Real drunk.
You fall asleep to a dull, thin rain in the morning of the 12th of falling leaves.
Oh.
And that's where we're going to pick up next time. Thank you all very much for playing. Thank you all very much for listening. And farewell from all of us here at Flintlocks and Fireballs. Fair seas and natural 20s.
Across the dark my soul may tread, until my fire reaches the edge. A line that stretches on through life, a path that traces back through strife.
So gather your muskets, gather your spears, we'll plunder the shores of Calcinea. No kraken, storm or spell we fear, so come and sail with us, my dear.